Greetings, everyone. I hope all is well. Hold on one second. Hold on. Sorry about that, you guys. Sorry about the technical difficulties. It's time for me to upgrade laptops. I know that this laptop was plugged in. Well, I had unplugged it so I could charge another device, but I know this laptop was plugged in and charged for some reason. When I unplugged the laptop, it just went dead. So, you know, it's what it is. And listen, Kofi, the Black Critique, you're more than welcome to call in. We're not defending anybody. We're not defending anybody. All I'm saying is, for some reason, it seems as if the Black community has been more vested in this January 6th Capitol riots than they were, or more upset, and for some reason, more bothered by this January 6th Capitol riots than they were when BLM was in the community tearing stuff up, burning businesses down. I'm gonna show you guys examples of Black businesses that got burnt down to the ground because of these that got destroyed. Black businesses because of these BLM riots. Tell me, name one, and Kofi, you're more than welcome to call in. We'll just jump right into it. Name some businesses that were burnt down during the January 6th Capitol riots. You know, name here in Atlanta, you had a situation where this guy Rashard Brooks, convicted pedophile, decides to resist arrest, steal a taser from a police officer, turn around, point the taser at the police officer. He gets killed. Then here comes BLM. All right, here comes BLM. And we can't blame the white liberals on this. It was literally people that look like me and you, because I'm in Atlanta. I'm not too far from where this happened. Here they come in, tearing stuff up, and then they decided to set up a checkpoint on in the middle of Metropolitan Avenue. They want to set up a checkpoint. Keisha Lance Bottoms wasn't doing anything about it. It was just anarchy. Something in my ear. Sorry about that. It was just straight anarchy. Didn't want to do anything about it. And then one morning, a couple summers ago, this was I think 2020 or 2020. Mother had her young. In fact, let me just go ahead and play the video. Hold on, let me go ahead and play the video. And again, no, I didn't call you. No, I didn't call you ignorant because you didn't agree with me. It's just you're probably ignorant, like you are now. So, but again, ignorant is not a cuss word. It's just ignorant. You know what ignorant means? It means ignoring the facts. That's what we do. A lot of us, that's what we do. We want to ignore the facts. That's what we want to do. We want to ignore the facts. The facts are this January 6th Capitol riot, no Black people were killed. This didn't destroy any Black businesses. It didn't. BLM, they came in, they were burning up the communities, tearing stuff up. We lost Black lives. Black children were killed. Looted Black businesses. The community was affected. And these same communities are still doing worse. They're worse off. I'm here in Atlanta. You look in LA. You look in New York. You look at these communities. They're doing worse off now. That's the point I'm saying. But hold on. Let's check out this video. Again, you could deflect. Republican projection, you could deflect. But again, ignorance is just ignoring the facts. Name the Black business that was destroyed in the Capitol riots. Hold on. And guys, thank you for joining. A couple of announcements. Announcement number one, Nigeria. We are still rolling. We are still rolling to Nigeria. If you're interested in rolling, go to Danfo, 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 DANFO .Africa. Again, please visit Danfo, DANFO .Africa. It's going to be from January, get my dates mixed up, August 8th through the 17th. August 8th through the 17th, we are rolling to Nigeria. And then we got Sierra Leone. That is going on November 20th through December 3rd. November 20th through December 3rd. I'm just trying to fix something, get the setting correct real quick. Let's see here. All right, so here we go. Here we go right here. I'm gonna play this right now. There we go. Perfect. All right, we're good to go. Let's go ahead and crank this up and play this. Hold on one second. Guys, again, please hit that like button. Please hit that like button. Please hit that like button. All right, here we go. Here we go right here. Let me mute myself. So this happened because of a Black Lives Matter riot. This is what happened. Again, and the amount and how you guys are sitting here making excuses for stuff like this, it's beyond me. The amount of excuses you guys are making.
On that eruption of gun violence across the country. Dozens shot in Chicago, New York, and Atlanta over the holiday weekend. Some of the victims just 7 and 8 years old. Steve Osunsami is in Atlanta, where a young girl was killed near a memorial for Rayshard Brooks. Good morning, Steve.
Good morning to you, George. This is one of several American cities where an alarming number of people were shot up in the streets over the weekend. Authorities are pointing out that many of these communities that are struggling with the stresses of COVID-19 are also struggling with an alarming increase in homicides.
Enough is enough.
Atlanta's mayor says she is fed up with the violence on her city streets in the wake of the protests over the police.
Again, this is what's going on. Wake of the protests, violence, Black communities being burnt down, Black children being killed, and you guys want to sit here and deflect as if the January 6th uprising was the problem, is the problem.
Of Black Americans, and says her heart is broken over the shooting death of an 8-year-old girl Saturday night.
So again, this 8-year-old girl was killed here in Atlanta. You know, again, like I said, Rayshard Brooks resisted arrest, fought police. No, dude, yeah, snapshot reviews. Black people are more upset and outraged about these white folks storming the Capitol building than they are the damage that the BLM did in their own communities. It makes no sense. Black folks are more outraged over this January 6th Capitol riot than they are with young Black children are killed in the Black community. It makes no sense. It makes absolutely no sense. And this was a result of these BLM riots. This was a result right here, what we're looking at right now. But again, Black folks are more upset, more outraged over this January 6th Capitol riot. And I mean, dude, listen, and you guys are up here, oh man, it was a coup. It was no coup. What were they going to do? What were they going to do? What were they going to do? Bum rush the Capitol building, and then what? What were they going to do? But you guys want to tell me that's the problem, but stuff like this isn't.
Night.
We're fighting the enemy within.
What did she say? We're fighting the enemy within. And see, that's what Black folks don't want to deal with. You don't want to address the enemy within. I agree with Keisha Lance Bottoms. We are fighting the enemy within. That's the issue. Or I'm sorry, white supremacy, immigrants. No, the enemy within right now for the Black community is the problem. That's what it is. We are the problem. I'm sorry. This young girl was killed by Black men. This young girl, 8 years old, killed by Black men. I was playing Pop Warner football when I was 8. This girl was murdered as the result of Black Lives Matter protests and riots. But y'all want to tell me that, you guys want to sit here and tell me that the Capitol 6 building the January 6th Capitol riot is the problem.
When we are shooting each other up on our street.
Listen, I don't agree with Keisha Lance Bottoms, but she said it right there. We are shooting each other up on the streets. Let me rewind this. Hold on. Let me rewind this.
Year-old girl Saturday night.
We're fighting the enemy within. When we are shooting each other up on our streets in the city, and you shot
and says her heart is broken over the shooting death of an 8-year-old girl Saturday night.
We're fighting the enemy within. When we are shooting each other up on our streets in the city, and you shot and killed a baby.
Sequoia Turner was shot near here.
So again, like I said, Sequoia Turner, 8-year-old, killed by one of our own. And you guys want to sit here and tell me that you're concerned about a fake coup. You guys want to sit here and act like this coup, this so-called coup, all right, is threatens our democracy. Meanwhile, Negroes are in the community killing each other, killing children. But you want to sit here and tell me that the Capitol riot is what we should be worried about. That's what you guys want to tell me. And that's what you guys want to defend. And that's the point I'm talking about. And you got guys like Kofi, whatever his name is, talking about, oh man, with the white folks. No, this happened as a result of a BLM riot, and this young girl got killed at 8 years old. But you want to tell me that we need to worry and focus and be concerned about this January 6th Capitol riot. That's what you guys want to tell me.
Here, outside the Wendy's parking lot, where 27-year-old Rayshard Brooks was killed at the hands of a white police officer last month. People with long guns have taken over the restaurant.
So again, straight anarchy. You see all Black folks right here, Kofi. All Black folks right here. You talking about white folks. All Black folks right here decided they want to set up a checkpoint, take over the parking lots, and all this other stuff. All Black folks. all over. See, we defend the degenerate demographic of Black society. Again, we are quick to defend the degenerate segment of Black society. Rashard Brooks was a Chester. He was a Chester. Again, he was a Chester. Decided to resist the police, run, steal the police officer's taser. And I mean, how's that going to end? How's that going to end?
And the street in front of it, and police let it happen. The girl was shot by someone there.
And again, the police let it happen. And this young girl's gone now at the hands of Black people. But you want to tell me that the January 6th Capitol riot is the problem? That's what you want to tell me. Guys, do me a favor, hit that like button. You know, please hit the like button as you come to the chat room. Please hit the like button as we come to the chat room. And again, it's just this Black community is a lack of accountability. We don't want to be accountable for nothing. It's a lack of accountability, immaturity. It's just is out of control. What do you mean through emotional manipulation? And that's the problem. We're too emotional. We are too emotional. We don't want to deal with reality. And it's setting us back. Kofi, this girl was not shot by a white man. This girl was not shot by a white man. That's what you don't understand. This girl was not a victim in the Capitol riots. Black businesses weren't burnt down during the Capitol riots.
There while riding in a car with her mother and another adult.
This random wild, wild west, shoot them up because you can.
Again, the Black community is anarchy, is wild, wild west, but we talking about the January 6th Capitol riot. We talking about the January 6th Capitol riot. Tyrone, they're both unacceptable. January 6th Capitol riot is absolutely, they're both unacceptable. But for some reason, you got a lot of Black folks that want to sit here and be quiet about what's going on in our communities. But for some reason, you know, they think the Capitol 6 riot is the issue. Not stuff like this. Not our own killing 8-year-old girls in the community. But the Capitol riot's the problem.
It's gotta stop. It has to stop.
The people in charge of the area are blocking roads with barricades and their guns. The rest
Blocking roads with barricades and their guns. And Kofi, what I was saying, the minute I said that Black people were burning down Black businesses and destroying our communities, you started deflecting to white people. Nah, it was Negro. A lot of this was Negroes. All right, here in Atlanta, it was Negroes that was doing this stuff. Here it goes right here. They were burning down businesses in our community, killing children. But you want to sit here and bring up Capitol riots.
restaurant has become a memorial to Rayshard Brooks, and people trying to peacefully demonstrate still visit it.
If you want people to take us seriously, and you don't want us to lose this movement, then we can't lose each other.
Across the country this July 4th weekend, a large amount of violence in American cities, and many victims are young children. A 7-year-old girl was killed while
7-year-old girl killed in the city. 7-year-old girl killed in the city. 7-year-old girl. But we worried about Capitol riots. That's what we focused on, Capitol riots. And we don't want to deal with this. Y'all don't want to deal with it. You don't want to talk about it.
Playing outside with other children in Chicago, where 75 people were shot this weekend.
75 people shot in one weekend in Chicago. 75 people shot in one weekend in Chicago. "75 people shot in one weekend in Chicago." But we worried about Capitol riots. We worried about January 6th. Here we go. There we go. We are too busy trying to be American. We are too busy trying to be American. Too busy. But we worried about Capitol riots, January 6th, white folks storming the Capitol building. But look what's going on in our communities. 7-year-old, 8-year-old children getting killed in crossfires. Shout out to Sub-Zero in the chat room. Guys, do me a favor. Hit the like button. Again, please hit the like button.
15 of them died. An 11-year-old boy was shot and killed in Washington.
11-year-old boy. You don't hear about stuff like this in other communities. I'm sorry. You do not hear about other stuff like this in other communities. I don't hear about stuff like this in the white community, Asian community, Latino community, but this is happening every weekend in the black community. But you guys want to sit here and talk about Capitol riots. You guys want to sit here and talk about Capitol riots. And guess what? Black Lives Matter isn't showing up. Black Lives Matter is not coming. I'm going to get into the solution. In fact, I'm going to do a separate show on a solution.
D.C. and in New York over the holiday weekend, 51 people were the victims of gun violence, including 2 New York City police officers. There are many here in this city who feel that there's a sense of lawlessness happening, and they blame the mayor and the district attorney, who they feel have prosecuted cops, gone after police officers, and attempted to defund parts of the Atlanta Police Department budget. At the same time, this same mayor is being accused by the other side of not doing enough to push in police reforms. An 8-year-old girl was caught in the middle of all of this. TJ.
All right. So that's what I'm talking about. January 6th Capitol riots. January 6th Capitol riot. Hey, links in the chat room. I'm going to put the link in the chat room. If you want to call in, please call in. If you want to call in, please call in. Link is in the chat room. The white folks, listen, the white folks who bum rush the Capitol building ain't the problem. The white folks who bomb rush the Capitol building ain't the problem. The white folks who bum rush the community ain't the problem. I mean, the Capitol building ain't the problem. So if you want to call in, links in the chat room. Hell yeah, I'm going to Nigeria in August. Hell yeah, I'm going. If you listen, if you live in America with all these mass shootings that's going on, you will be fine to go anywhere in this planet. If you live in America with all these mass shootings going on, you are fine to travel anywhere on this planet. Fine. You are fine to travel anywhere on this planet. Go ahead, free game.
What it do, man? How you doing?
Doing good.
Man, did you see in Chicago a game banger threw a supposedly op 2-year-old baby in the trash can?
We sick. We are demonic. We're just you know what? Brother Hustle Smart said this. When it came to the crack epidemic. I don't know what it was, but when they put that crack in our communities, it just unleashed our demonic behavior. And we want to blame the white man, but no one forced you to pick up that crack. No one forced you to pick up those guns. No one forced you to do that.
Nobody. And
And we
you
want to make
know,
excuse after excuse after excuse after excuse after excuse. It's just demonic behavior. Then we want to make, and then let me guess, he's gonna make a drill song about it. We're gonna be bumping our heads to it. Well, not me, but I'm just saying.
man, we uh, for instance, uh, Chicago, not Chicago, California. They just made it mandatory to teach drag queen 101 K through 12th grade.
And this is what we support when we vote Democrat. This is what we support. Like this is what we support.
We done,
Take,
bro.
take, take, take your
I,
booty to the polls, riding with Biden. This is what you support.
we done, bro. Like this whole foundational Black American thing, bro. They not realistic. We're done, bro. In America, we the most sick group of Black people on the planet. We're a sick group of people, man. And I don't want no parts of this. I don't want no parts of this no more, man. This we 75 killing shootings in Chicago. That's unacceptable. I mean, how could we ask for reparations and display our behavior in such manner? Who take us serious? And the guy yesterday, he was saying the Jews back the reparations thing. Man, you gotta understand it's like 3 or 4 sets of different Jews, man. They know our behavior. Our behavior is negative, nasty.
This is what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I thought you was playing at first.
No, man. I'm dead. Man, threw the baby
I
in
can't,
the
I can't,
trash
I'm
and
not, I'm not, I'm not gonna watch this.
threw the baby in the trash and took a video of it. Look at that, bro. Look at that. Over a game, bro. Over a game. They acting like millions of dollars are involved for you to do stuff like this. They act like they run the whole town, the whole
Hey,
the
where,
whole
where, where,
city.
where, where, where's Mayor Lightfoot, Heavyfoot? Where's Mayor Heavyfoot?
Like,
Where is
bro,
Mayor Heavyfoot? Where?
she painting rain. She's painting rainbows on the street, bro. She's so worried about her strap on. She's worried about her strap on and how big it is
Mhm.
compared to you as a man.
Yeah, where's Mayor Heavyfoot at? Like in a word
She's
of college
nowhere.
Genesis, listen. In a word of college Genesis, deadly clowns. Hold on, let me bring Kyla on real quick. Kyla, go ahead.
Yes, that was the first thing I was going to lead with. The first thing I was going to say. Thanks for saying it. Deadly clowns. 4 years ago when I said deadly clowns, you thought I was joking. What is these guys talking about? I've been observing this for years. The clown. You got to understand some how it works, right? And it's all because we decided, right? And I'm gonna do next show we're gonna do. I'm gonna do a special show with you called Life's Gamble. Okay. And Life's Gamble is gonna this Life's Gamble show is gonna explain everything that went wrong with Black America and everything that went right with white people in white America. Why they're winning, 80s are winning, and the black race is losing. Okay. It's all about Life's Gamble. Okay. I'm gonna tell you what that means. But anyway, in America, we decided to our Life's Gamble. We decided that we wanted to become Americans, right? But what we didn't understand was just because you live inside the borders of America is not going to make you an American, okay? Chicago, this shit right here is not America, okay? Detroit is not America. Philadelphia is not America, right? But you go throughout America, right? And the algorithm, we're so separated right now, even with social media, that our algorithms and everything where white people live, they don't even meet. There are guys with YouTube channels that got billions of
Hey,
subscribers.
Kyla, like it's kind of muffled a little bit. You're
Hold on. Let me take this out. Can you hear me
oh,
better now?
yeah, that's better. Go ahead. That's way better. Kyla,
How's it now?
Kyla, you just went down. Your volume just cut off completely.
Is that okay?
I can't hear you. Like you're
Can you
real
hear me?
low.
Huh?
You're super low, Kyla.
Okay, I have to call back. Let me call back in when I get to
No, that you're
second.
fine. You're fine. You're fine now. You're fine now.
Okay, okay. What I'm trying to say is this: Black people in America, to integrate into America, you have to move into a white area. You have to do a couple things. You have to be the good black. That means you got to forget your African heritage, unless it's suitable to white people. If white people like the Watusi dance, then you're allowed to do that. If they like Wakanda, then you're allowed to do that, right? Black people, for the most part, right? We had to forget about slavery. We have to make sure when we enter into the white America, right? All is forgotten, and you're going to try to be a good American and forget about slavery and pass it. This is taking a mental toll on Black America because there's a lot of people that still going through a lot of trauma with slavery, right? And what happens is, since we can't lash out at white people, right? We naturally turn that hatred of that anger against each other, and this is what you see in Black America. Right now, what you see is going to get worse as more and more Black people are slipping through the cracks of economic and social marginalization. The media has written off good segments of Black America, right? This is what they expect, right? The hood. They created the hood. Used to be once nice communities. Now they're all hoods. Now they're violent. Now we celebrate that. We brag about when hood is violent, right? We make hood vlogs about it. So with Black America is so freaking lost. And then the gall. When people get up here and talk about, let's have a serious conversation about reparations. Negroes, please, right? They're only doing that reparations thing for one thing, to keep you engaged, right? So by the time November rolls around, right, like that, they say, oh, if you don't come out and vote, you ain't gonna get that reparations. I thought Black people had street smarts. I realize now, looking back, the white man was really the real pimp. He was a real hustler. He was a real gangster because he gangsters and pimps Black America every day. How the hell you gonna get pimped by a freaking old Ofe senile cracker like Joe Biden talk about you ain't black? Oh, I guess I gotta go out there and vote for Biden. This is ridiculous. It is utterly freaking ridiculous, man. Utterly freaking ridiculous. And so I yield my time. But anyways, Dynast, man, good. Keep up the good work. Keep the fire going, brother. Everybody, hit that super chat, folks. Support this brother, man. Get the likes up. Hit that super chat. Dynast is doing great work and everything. Hey, Dice, I gotta go. Thanks for having me on, brother.
For sure. Appreciate it. Let me bring go ahead, Philip.
Am I muted?
No,
Am I on?
we hear you. You hear you.
Okay. Thanks for having me on, Dynas. I just want you were dropping dimes about Chicago. I'm here right now, and I just think that like you're from Sacramento, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And I think O'Shea is from there too. This is my
Yeah.
hometown. I live in LA now, but people don't get what's going on here, which is, you know, the whole Midwest since the 70s, the factory jobs were allowed to go overseas. Okay. So what that did for Black America, which I think the figure was in 1968, two Black workers being a man and woman, likely married, if they were two factory workers, they were within $5,000 of two white factory workers that are similarly situated. That's how close in economics we were. So that's how our grandparents bought homes, and you know, many of their kids were able to go to college, et cetera, et cetera. That's what built the Black middle class. Well, at the same time that happened in like 1972, Nixon allows a lot of these companies that had the factories in the United States to now look at locations overseas. So what did that do to Black America? Well, for Black America, because 70% of it is unskilled labor, it basically pushed them out of the middle class into the working class or underclass, because they couldn't transition a union job. Like my grandfather was a union worker. So he got a pension, free health care, right? The gold watch, you know all this stuff, Dynas, right? When you work in the factory and they give you for 25 years, for 30 years, etc. He was able to buy a house and send my father to college. That's how it works. What's happening in Chicago now is, look, if you're working at Walmart, if you're working at FedEx, whatever it is, you can't support a family on that. So a lot of these people are involved on some level or another in drug trade, illegal guns, and other black market stuff. And to benefit or to exacerbate it is you got a lot of illegal guns coming in here. So you got plenty of guns, a lot of people who don't have money, and they're trying to figure out how they're going to survive. And they're usually doing illegal stuff. And so what's going on, and I compliment you for pointing it out, Dynas, I agree with you. The January 6th thing is not our most immediate threat. Our most immediate threat is somebody coming to the graduation like I saw in New Orleans at Xavier.
A grandmother got killed in that at there.
Exactly.
70-year-old grandmother goes to her grandchild's graduation, gets killed.
Yeah, and you're 100% right to point it out. And you're also 100% right, and I want to give you your credit here, because you were promoting your Sierra Leone thing. You say it, you stop saying it. I got to ask you, please, to continue to say it, which is everybody should have an Africa
plan.
That should be on the shirt. You know, brother, you've been trying to tell people for at least since I've been watching you, a year or two, look, if you don't have some kind of Africa plan, you need to get one today. And look, I didn't want to do a monologue about it, but people are just not getting this, Dynas. And you know, I saw this guy in the chat. I'm just going to comment to him. Look, I worked in DC twice. I worked in foreign affairs. I also was a business consultant in DC. If you think that these people that went to DC on the Capitol riot are some Boy Scouts that were there to play patty cake, you are sadly mistaken. Now, is that our primary problem? No, it's not. This is another thing that's going on, the Christian evangelical movement and Black people not understanding what that is, you know, because we think, well, we're a Christian and whatever. And so their religious practices are our religious practices. They're not. And specifically, they were going to church the whole time they were holding slaves. They were going to church the whole time that they had these slave farms to create more slaves. So if you think that their religion is your religion, you got to start there. That's problematic. And I don't want to get on that. Dennis, your whole thing went with Brandon yesterday.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
down the religious rabbit hole. But on the Chicago thing, you need to understand it, that people here are barely trying to make it. I mean, look, we had, my dad had his Jeep parked in front of the house, and the cats crawled up under it to get the platinum from the catalytic converter, man. You know,
Right.
You know, this situation out here is serious. And, you know, that's why you see the murders, guys. I'm not making any excuse about it or whatever, man, but you literally have people, you know, attacking people for food and basic stuff, you know? So I don't know, man. You got anything you want to ask about it or talk about? Because I'm here right now.
No, it's just my thing is, Philip. You know, I understand. You know, the factory jobs were taken away and taken overseas. I get all that, but it's just I don't see how we could. Is that really an excuse for all the violence?
No. Look.
Okay.
I know, and I hope I didn't suggest that. No. Look. We don't control our neighborhoods. Like, I just went out to my grandparents' house, which is, you know, that the traditional story. You know, it's a traditional Black neighborhood. They immigrated here from the South. That area, almost all the businesses are not Black. They're Arabs, they're Indians, they're whatever. There are a few Black businesses, you know, the rib joint, the mechanic may be Black. But most of the businesses in the community are not Black owned. And the ones that are Black owned are underfunded, you know? It is not an excuse, but the issue is we don't control our area and we don't buy from each other. And we look, what is it, Dynas? Didn't you talk about this? 70% of our households are single parent health. Yeah. How do you build anything from that?
You can't. But Philip, judging. Sorry to interrupt. Judging off of the response by the Black community when Kevin Samuels died. You know, it's like they want to be single. They want to be a part of single households and single mothers.
Well, let me say it.
I mean, just judging off that response. Now I'm hearing this girl do what you do. You know. Oh yeah, go Lori Harvey, go girl. Like she just doing her. You know, oh, she's 25 and young. You ain't supposed to be married at no 25. Do your thing, girl.
I mean, Dennis, I love when you talk about this stuff because you're trying to get us on point.
Do your thing.
I love it. No, I mean, yeah, man. Look, let me just say it for the record.
I mean, Philip, not to interrupt again. Kevin Samuels, hey, men, get your stuff together. Get your money right. Get married. Marry before you carry.
Yeah.
When he passes away, you got people celebrating his death more than they did Dylan. I mean, more than any white supremacist that, you know, you got them celebrating his death more than you know, Dylan Roof getting arrested or wishing death on Kevin Samuels more than wishing death on these white supremacists.
Listen, true.
Hey, go have your fun, boo. Marriage ain't all bad, boo. So, like, and listen, I have a son out of wedlock. I was feeling bad. Like, I was feeling guilty. Now, it's like I might as well have some more kids out of wedlock the way this community, the logic of this community. Have your fun, boo. Dude, boss bitch. Boss bitch.
Yeah, it's insane.
I mean, you got a young brother like Michael B. Jordan, you know, good brother.
Yeah.
Good brother.
Yeah.
Well, girl, she's doing her thing, girl, doing her thing. I mean, Future. Listen.
Oh my God, Future.
Son and a father, pitying his son. And they count that as a win.
Future and Nick Cannon, man, are scaring the hell out of me, man. They're trying to create a football team. I don't know what that is all about.
Well, Nick is sick, I think. So I think that's part of the reason why. Future is that's just community.
Yeah, it's twisted, man. It's twisted. I just wanted to support you with, you know, the stuff I know about of what you just said, which is this. Look, the United States and its laws were set up for you to be married and for you and your partner to live together for 30 or 40 years and stack your money together. That's what it's built to do. So if you're doing anything outside of that, you are putting yourself in harm's way. That because it's not built to support people being able to fund their retirement by themselves. It's not built like that. And it's not built specifically for Black people to do that. Black people, and you and I have had this conversation, in that first Constitution, they were not talking about us except as slaves and natives. Go ahead, brother.
No, that's it, man. It's like degenerate behavior in our community now is just celebrated. And Philip, I used to be that guy, the white man's fault. It's the white man's fault. They put crates, I've heard the rumor they put crates of guns in the alleyways of Chicago, and
Well, that's
Black
true.
people. Yeah, but Philip, listen, never the mentality. Say it mean you don't get along. In a million years, I would not think, okay, I see a crate of guns. Let me go pull up on my op, Philip.
Well,
you know what I'm saying? Like it would never cross my mind. Like it just would never cross my mind.
We shouldn't be doing that. But you know what? Look, man, I started out my legal career with the Chicago Public Schools and their law department. And when I would deal with the families and the kids, I would ask them, listen, you're here for disciplinary stuff, but let me ask you, young man or young woman, what is it that you want to do? You know what their first two answers were almost 90% of the time? When I asked them, what's your dream? What do you want to be? What do you think they said?
Well, I don't know. What athlete maybe or
pro athlete, rapper. And I said, well, look, if you're missing 120 days of school, how are you going to count your money? How are you going to read your contract? How are you going to be able to take care of your mother? I know that the first thing that you want to do is to get your mom out of whatever situation she's in. If you're not handling your books and handling your studies, how are you going to do that? So look, why do they think that? They think that because that's what's put on TV for us is, look, the way out is to become a celebrity, become a film person, become a rapper, become an athlete. They're not saying, if you were doing IT, you could get yourself out. That's a $200,000 job. If you were doing medicine, if you're a doctor, look, generally speaking, you'll do okay for yourself. I don't know if I would necessarily advocate a lawyer, but the point is that the kids are responding to what they see. And I just wanted to double down on what you're saying. Look, if people don't know it, let me just put it out there. The economy right now, today, for a retirement without health problems, we're talking about 1 million, 1.5 million. For two people, 2.5, $2.6 million. Now, if you have health problems, it's going to be more than that. So you do the math. You want to do this Africa thing?
Right.
You want to do this Africa thing, or you want to see if you're going to get close to that 1.5 million?
Right.
And that ain't including your house. We got a lot of house millionaires because the house is worth $500,000. No. But, man, I just had to dip in here on the Chicago thing because people talk about it and show the videos, but they don't really get it. Like, no, man, there aren't jobs if you don't have skills. If you're an unskilled labor person, then you out here in this black market trying to supplement your income, and you might just wind up dead, or you might just wind up shooting grandma or somebody's kid. That's what's going on. And to say that it's not going on is a lie. And I appreciate you, Donis, for saying, hey, black people, don't blame the white man for us allowing this kind of terrible stuff happening in our neighborhood. We have to control it. Even if we do the Africa thing, not everybody is going to be able to go. And so the thing that I've been trying to say is we all have plugs. We need to build a circuit breaker and sockets in Africa for our plugs to go into so that neighborhood store or that mechanic or whatever it is, we need finished goods coming out of Africa into our stores. That's what the Chinese do. Why can't we do that? It ain't brain surgery. It just is hard work. We need less talk less Tariq cult, and more businesses. That's what the country is built to do. Dynasty, am I off key or
No, you're right. You're right. You're right.
If I'm out here, wow. America First Rifleman, good to see you again, brother, man. I love how you punch in. So listen, Dynasty, I'm gonna punch out. I'm trying to work here, but you distracted me.
Okay. Get your work done. Get your work done.
Brother. I appreciate you.
Okay.
The t-shirts gotta happen. Everybody needs an Africa plan.
There we go.
All right,
Yes,
brother.
sir.
Thank you for letting me punch in. All right, peace.
No problem. Appreciate it. BD, go ahead, unmute yourself, BD.
Alafia, Prince, how are you?
Alafia, ni.
Alafia, Benny. I greet you. I greet everybody on the call. I greet everybody in the chat. Mokin Boboyin. Prince, I'm gonna just tell you like this. It's just like Simp Academy always says, man. The Black American community is doomed. There's really no salvation. I mean, it's beyond the point of repair at this point. When you have little babies, little 7-year-olds, 10-year-olds, little babies getting shot and killed. I mean, it's just done. There's an old Nigerian proverb that goes like this, and I said this on another show I was on. It goes like this. It says, it doesn't matter the amount of cologne or perfume that you wear. If you live in a bathroom, you're eventually going to start to smell like shit. And that's the situation of Black America right now. You know what I mean? This is why
BD, you're Nigerian, right? You're
yeah,
right? Okay, from the outside looking in, why won't Black America be accountable? Just be like, because like when you talk to Nigerians about Nigeria, they'll we'll admit like Nigeria's messed up. We got problems. This is the problem. This is the issue. But for some reason, Black Americans, when it comes to Black America, we just want to deflect, be evasive. Like why do you think that?
In my opinion, Prince, I would say is because there's a lack of actual men in the Black community. To be a man, you have to be responsible and you have to be accountable, for both the good and the bad. And being that there's been a prevention of Black malehood in American society, there's no men. So they don't take responsibility for their actions. You brought up the fact 70% of the Black American households are headed by single mothers or single parents. A house divided amongst itself cannot stand. If the men and the women are not getting along together, what do we expect to occur?
Right. Somebody brought up the shooting that happened in Nigeria. But again, Nigerians, listen, we got a problem. We got to fix this issue. We got issues. Here in Black America, it's, the only time they'll care about Black men or Black women or Black children getting killed is if a cop or a white man is pulling the trigger. Outside of that, it's just like, it's whatever.
Right. It's just like in medicine. I study medicine. And in medicine, the first thing you have to do is you have to have a diagnostics of the condition. The diagnostics will tell you what's the ill that's affecting the body. Then after you have the diagnostics, you give a prognostics, which is the treatment. So in order to even have the treatment, we got to know what's the ills. In order to know the ills, you got to be responsible. Black men doesn't want to take responsibility. And that's the problem. Chicago's the land of the vice lords, the GDs, the moles, the kings, all of that. But we still got all this iniquity happening where little babies are getting killed and shot and things. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't make sense. It's because Black men are not taking responsibility of being men, real men. A man has to be responsible. He has to take accountability for his actions, and he has to risk even dying for some of the decisions he makes. Black men are too weak. That's all I got to say.
America's First Rifleman, go ahead.
Yeah, what up? How you guys doing?
You're good, bro.
Yeah, talking about the subject at hand, like what was more destructive to the Black community? Was it the BLM riots or January 6th? And it's just really sad that people still believe that Billy Bob breaking out Nancy Pelosi's window is affecting Black people's daily lives, compared to the billions of dollars that was destroyed throughout all the inner cities around the country during the George Floyd riots. And you have to understand there's a sickness in our people, especially on, I would say, the left side, or people who think more socialist and communist and people like that, saying, oh, looting is a form of reparations. It's just like, I don't know how you can get through to people that have that fundamental disability in their mind, thinking that stealing from other people, somehow you're getting payback for something that's owed to you. So, and
Right.
and also, BB, how he was talking about something Hustle Smart said. Um, the big problem in Black America is that you have to prove to other Black people that you're a degenerate just like them. There's a reason why Black folks stay away from other Black folks that are disciplined and have a plan and do certain things, because they, they want you to prove to them that you're with them, and you will turn off your mind and kill another Black person, and just embrace degeneracy at all levels. And that's a fundamental problem. So every time we've had, and this is, I think this is either Chicago or Detroit, I forget which one, but there was like this group of men called the 300, because there was a situation where
That was Detroit.
Yeah, Detroit. Young Black children were getting killed, and then Black men, being Black men, they stood up and they said, we're done with this. And guess who went to the white supremacist police force that y'all wanted to fund so bad to get them shut down? A Black woman. And it's just our own people, when there was literally we were the solution. We were coming up with a solution to stop it, and our own people shut it down. So that's pretty much all I wanted to really add. It's just like, we have to be careful from, peace to you, Andre. We have to really think about these groups that we like to join. Look, the time for debating, crying for reparations, and all this identity stuff. Look, we come from Africa. We all understand what our history is, but the main thing is we have to start taking actions to tangible ends. No more debating, no more conferences, unless it's a conference about how we're going to build a steel plant or a power plant, or come up with a logistics plan. Putting that into motion. That's all we need to be talking about. Just like, and I'm keep bringing this up, when Kala was talking about religion. Look, all the other races of people are into power. They chase power. And just like I think he showed that video of like the Japanese Shinto guy in front of the steel plant doing his little religious little ceremony in front of a tangible thing that benefited Japanese people. I want to see in the future where they have the, guy in the leopard outfit and, people just doing their stuff in front of an electrical plant, a IT farm, solar wind farm, just some infrastructure. That's what we need to be working towards. Not, oh, we was the real Israelites, man. We was Black people. There were Black people in China 1,000 years ago. We were the greatest people ever, but we still can't even bring clean water to our own people. So that's all. That's my end of my rant. So God bless all y'all.
Andres, go ahead, Andres.
Hey, no, how you doing, everybody? No, the thing about the socialists, yeah, I mean, a lot of these ideas about defund the police came out of the blue. I never heard of, I don't know where they came from, defund the police, and a lot of things that's all of a sudden popped out of nowhere, ideas that I thought were bizarre. So I don't know if that's socialist, or maybe socialists do it. I don't think the people that are going out there and breaking stores are socialist or socialist in thinking. Any socialist that says that that's reparation, okay, that's their ideas, but I don't think that leads to people breaking into stores. I don't know if anybody had any kind of socialist influence when they went into a store to break it into loot.
Well, BLM is a socialist, communist, Marxist organization. That's what they say.
Right, they do say that, but are they the ones breaking into the stores?
Well, they're creating the environment too. They're the one encouraging, rising up, rioting. Going into communities, peaceful protests, which are out of control, unchecked, unmarked. And then what happens is when stuff happens. When you have like with Sequoia Turner, the example I showed earlier, when an 8-year-old gets killed because of it, they're nowhere to be found. The only time they care about Black life is if it's a white man pulling the trigger or a police officer pulling the trigger. Outside of that, when Black lives get killed, when Black lives are being lost, when Black children are being killed, they're nowhere to be found.
Right, so they may be a fraud as an organization. I just don't see that what they said created conditions for rioting. You know, I just don't see it. You know, I remember the blackout. There was nobody saying to, I remember the blackout in New York, and I remember everybody went wild. It wasn't because of any kind of political, it was because there was an opportunity. And they saw that there was an opportunity. People who loot, people who engage in that behavior do it because of the opportunity that exists. Right now, things are out of control in New York. Why? Because people see that there is an opportunity to do what you want, because the police kind of went on an unofficial strike. They stood back. They said,
right, but Andres, that's the problem. So organizations like BLM, they push, defund the police. They push, no police involvement, all this other stuff. So then the police, they back up. People are going to go crazy. But then when the people are going crazy and going wild and looting and tearing shit up, BLM's nowhere to be found. They're in their $1 million houses next to white folks.
Right. And how did that happen? Who put these people? I mean, who put these? I mean, who put these people out there? Who
I'm
made?
gonna tell you what happened. I'm gonna tell you what happened. So Darren Seal. So the Mike Brown killing, and I think that was in right out
St. Louis. That's in St. Louis. That's Ferguson, Missouri.
No. Ferguson. Right, Ferguson.
Right.
You had like Darren Seals. You had some other members who were the real pioneers of Black Lives Matter. Something happened. They disappeared. Darren Seals mysteriously was murdered. And here comes these three women out the blue.
Right.
Here comes these three women
out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere.
Right. So that's so if they plant people, if whoever, I'm not even making any kind of conspiracy, somehow or another, some people become very well known and publicized, and then they take leadership position. Something that Malcolm X spoke about. How is it that this person is in the leader? I mean, it's the same tactic over and over again, using different people in different language. I don't know. I don't know if it's socialists that do that. That's a little disagreement that I had with what African Rifleman was saying. I don't know if it's socialists that do that. I just think that is always a constant kind of how you call it, assault on any kind of movement. That's all I had to say.
Free Game Podcast. Go ahead.
The guy, I forgot the guy that came on. He said that Black men need to take accountability. We can take accountability, and we still are not going to progress in America. Basically, what's going on in America is we are on all Madden mode, playing against the ultimate team, and we are the 2009 Lions. They're going to blow you out. There's no way for you to win. America is set up like a prison. Why keep fighting when you obviously need to go away and train? Yes, I'm FBA. Well, now I'm not FBA. My people have been here for a long time. But that don't mean that we need to stay here. That doesn't mean that we need to set up. We need to make this a home in the future. It's not. They already have your plan written out for you 100 years from now. So I don't understand going back and forth, with trying to be free in America. America is a corporation. You can't heal. A mouse cannot heal inside the maze. We're inside of a maze. They have everything strategically planned for you. But why Black people in America can't get an Africa plan when the richest country on the planet right now, which is China, have a plan to go to Africa?
Can I respond, Dynas?
Hold on, one more thing.
Oh, pardon me.
when it comes to resources, we talk about starting businesses. We in America, we can't make a lot of things from natural resources because America just don't have it, and we don't have the money to extract natural resources from the land. It's it's a guy in Kenya. I think his name is it's a guy in Kenya. He from America though. He go to Kenya. He got a bulldozer. He's getting natural crystals, natural stones, coal, everything. He had the Africans go dig the stuff up. People put their money in America, and when they sell all the natural resources, he fund them back to profits.
Go ahead, BD.
Yes, that was very well said on Free Game Podcast, and I agree with you. We need to have an African plan. I don't think you understood my proverb I said in the beginning of my speech when I said it doesn't matter the amount of cologne or perfume you wear. If you live in a bathroom, you're eventually going to start to smell like shit. America is the bathroom that a black man has been living in, and due to the trauma we have experienced, we're starting to show what's the results when you having 10-year-old babies getting shot and little kids and all these things. We need to have an African plan. There's no, like you said, the mouse can't heal within the mouse trap. So I agree with you. I'm not disagreeing with you. I think you just misunderstood what I was saying. That's all. The slave.
Okay,
My
bad.
Yeah, my bad. Go ahead.
My bad. I thought you were saying that. We have to take accountability for living it. To get America situated. Man, I was saying that we not getting America situated at least for the next. For at least next 200 to 500 years. They're not giving up power to black people. We don't even have a military. We don't even have the numbers to even change the structure of America. They don't even take us serious, bro. We shoot each other up. Even if we had all the guns in the world to militarize ourselves against white supremacy, we still wouldn't be able to do it.
And Free Game, it's like your mic is crackling. Is that me only noticing that, or it's like it's crackling? Free Game. Yeah, it's like it's crackling.
Hold
on. Free Game. I was only responding to the question that the Prince posed to me about why black men don't take so that's why I said we need to be more accountable, because that's the definition of a man. He's responsible for his actions. He takes accountabilities for his actions, whether it's positive or negative, and he's willing to face consequences, even if it means death. People don't take us seriously because we haven't been standing on our square, so to speak, as men. So until we take that step up and be responsible for our communities by force or by fire, it's gonna remain the same. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I agree. You can hear me now?
Yeah, go ahead.
And I agree with you. The accountability American black men have to take is getting the hell up out of here and noticing that we are not in a position to change the political structure of America. That's the accountability that we have to get to. We have to tell ourselves that we have let years and years and years go by and haven't taken any action. And then when we do take action, they blow the shit up like Black Wall Street. So obviously they have the resources. They have. What could we have done to stop the bombing of Black Wall Street? Nothing, because we don't have airplanes. We don't have a way to fight back. So the best accountability, that I'm taking is getting the hell up out of here, getting a plan somewhere else where I can be more free and my money can stretch more there than it can here.
I agree. I agree.
Hey guys, links in the chat room. If you want to call in and add to the conversation, link is in the chat room. Click on the link and you can add to the conversation. Guys, please hit the like button. Again, please hit the like button. Let me bring John back on. All right, John, go ahead. Unmute yourself, John. John, you got to unmute yourself. Go ahead, John. John, we can't hear you. All right, yeah, I don't know. Call back in, John, once you got it. Once you got it together. But links in the chat room.
Why can the Chinese have a Africa plan and Black Americans don't? I just don't get it. And I just don't get the point. And I love America. My whole family is from America. But how could we get to the point where we're not taking the opportunity, right? So I'm gonna give you an example. I have a friend. He was a conscious guy in the conscious community. He has started getting herbs and stuff from Africa, right? And because Africa have the best aphrodisiac herbs for men, that really help us out, you know, in the bedroom and stuff like that. Africa just have the best ones for men. Don't know why, but that's just how it is in Africa. In a plants, right? He started selling and testosterone boosters, natural testosterone boosters, and he started selling, herbal supplements from Africa in America. Tell me why this dude had made like $2 million already.
Wow, that's a lot. Hey, snapshot reviews. Go ahead.
Yeah, just wanted to ask a question. Like, if a lot of Black people in the USA decided to leave, do you think America would let you go?
We had that opportunity with Liberia. We refused.
But if people today
listen, paid for, one-way ticket, paid for, we refused. I think only maybe 10,000 went, if even that. I don't think it was that much. Maybe 5,000. I don't. Altogether between America and the Caribbean, maybe it was 10,000. We didn't want to go.
But if there was a change in consciousness and more people did want to go, would the powers that be, the structure, would that allow that to happen, do you think?
I don't know. That's like a one-off. What would they do to stop us? I mean, what could they do to stop us? Because it's legal. It's written right here in your passport. Hold on, here's my U.S. passport. Hold on 1 second. Page 7, number 14. The dual citizenship.
Because the way America is set up, it seems like there has to be a permanent underclass. And I feel like they might do something to try and stop loads of people from leaving if they saw it as a trend.
Yeah, I don't know.
Snapchat reviews. I'm gonna say this: reviewing history, right? You from UK, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Hey, Snapshot, what's up, bro? What's up, bro?
Yeah, he did.
Snapchat. If you understand that the central banking system is ran through the British majority, right?
Yeah.
And the whites here and the whites there are not the same. And the whites here are the British underclass. They're not scared to make them the underclass. They control your banking. It was the British fault while we had to pay taxes and stuff, and while we still paying taxes.
Yeah, but whenever American delegates come over here, the British politicians and stuff, they kiss their asses, man. It's like they're under. It's like they're under Americans.
You talking about the citizens? I'm talking about the banks. They have factual, damn near factual proof that the British banking system have funded wars on both sides.
Yeah, I could believe that.
Bro, they have to make deals with Great Britain all the time to stay off their asses. You know, that was the whole thing about World War II. World War II, the British funded both sides.
You know, hey, 1 second. Snapshot. This is random snapshot review. And hold on, let me mute you, free game. There's some more feedback from you. Snapshot reviews.
Yeah.
When it comes to the American Revolution, how is it taught from the British perspective?
It's not. Like we never learned that at school.
Really?
In fact, a lot of American history that I've learned, I've only come to like know about it since like being an adult, really, and just being interested in what's going on with Black people in other parts of the world. But like in terms of like history and stuff like that, all right, we might get a line or two about Martin Luther King, nothing about Malcolm X, definitely nothing about Marcus Garvey. Like American Revolution, like it's not even covered here. And I think as well,
so they don't cover that America used to be a British colony, like the East Coast.
No,
they don't.
What we're taught is like Christopher Columbus discovered America, and some pilgrims from the UK moved over to America to start a new life. And that's where you get like people from York went to New York, and you know, people like that. So there's different landmarks and that, but that's it. And that's it. We're not taught about Thanksgiving. We're not taught about anything that's actually really happened there. Obviously, we know about slavery, and obviously being of Caribbean descent, I'm obviously descended from transatlantic slave trade as well. So I would know about that, but American history is it's not even a subject. Like secondary school is just mainly history is Henry VIII and his wives, the Tudors, and bloody World War II. That's it.
Okay. Brandon, go ahead. Pan Africanism Strikes Back. Go ahead.
Hey, can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah, you good. Go ahead.
Yeah, man. I mean, the historical stuff is just, man, when we talk about history, we got to know that we got to make sure we know what we're talking about, because some of the stuff I'm hearing on here about history is just so inaccurate. And you know, our people, we love some shock value. Wow, I didn't know that. Yeah, you didn't know it because it's not true. Nobody was ever teaching that. But I'm just going to go to the point. Basically, with the January 6th thing, last night on my channel, Dynast, I actually reviewed a video called "What is a Coup," which is what they're trying to label this January 6th riot as. Oh, this is an attempt to overthrow.
It wasn't a coup, but go ahead.
No, but that's what they're trying to say. They're saying it was a coup, it was an insurrection, and all these things. And the guy who did the video, it was a white dude. He was actually from the UK. And all he did was he basically highlighted, he was a historian, and he highlighted the different things that are necessary to actually overthrow the government. And one of the big things that he highlighted, which pointed to the fact that it wasn't a coup, and the fact that these politicians are wasting our time and our taxpayer dollars, is that coups take planning. They're not spur of the moment. That could never have been a coup because it was a reactionary thing to the results of the election. Coups are not reactionary. They are done over a long period of time. Like when Napoleon came back to France and took over the French government, that was something that was orchestrated after being exiled on Elba or Melba, I forget the name of the island. But it was orchestrated by the elites of France at that time. So they orchestrated for him to get off the island, brought back, and then they had everything set up so that when he touched it down in France, he was able to immediately take over the government. So it has to be timed. You have to have a large amount of physical force behind you, and you have to have legality to your claim. So in order for it to have been a true coup, Donald Trump would have had to march on the White House. I mean, Donald Trump would have himself had to march on the White House, kill Nancy Pelosi, force Congress to do a vote. He would have to assassinate Joe Biden, assassinate Kamala Harris, assassinate Nancy Pelosi, then force Congress to vote. He would have also had to eliminate all the electorates for the Electoral College, the people who really decide the election. Then he would have had to force Congress into a vote, and he would have had to receive a 2/3 majority vote to maintain leadership in the United States. It was absolutely impossible for Trump to wage a coup at that point because he had no military backing, he had no organization. Pretty much it was just a bunch of people who were pissed off about the results of an election, and they started rioting, just like people get pissed off at the results of a sporting event, and they'll start rioting. That's all it was. But we all know that secretly, this is just an attempt to keep Trump from running for president, because if he gets impeached the second time, he cannot run for president. And that's what they want. But it's almost like they're scared that Trump is going to disrupt some type of agenda that they've got in the works for the future. Because if you believe in what you believe in and you truly have the ideas that are best for America, why do you need to go to such extensive lengths to prevent this person from running? Like, either you feel like you can't beat that person, or you feel like this person, if they get elected, could undermine some agenda that you have. So I just think that black people, and we keep taking this stance like, oh, it's not our problem. Well, it is your problem, because your taxpayer dollars that they take out your check go to pay for this crap. Just like they just gave $1 billion more to South America after they just gave them $1 billion in December. They gave them I think it's like $900 million in the end of 2020, and then they just gave Ukraine another like $79 billion or something ridiculous like that. Like, this is our money, and we're over here talking about some stupid ass reparations. Meantime, the money that we're earning, which is 100% rightfully ours with no debate, right, is being squandered frivolously, which is at the same time raising inflation, which is costing us more, and we're not getting anything we want. So it's not our problem. Negroes love sticking their head in the sand and acting like ain't nothing our business. But that's the childlike mindset in our people, where we feel like the white man is the daddy, let him handle all the bills and responsibility, and we'll just sit down like the kids and be seen but not heard. No, be a man, be a woman. Stand up for what's yours and say something, instead of taking the approach of a child, which is just zero responsibility, zero accountability, and zero interest in what's going on.
All right. Hey, go, Justice Simpre. Go ahead. Justy, you got to unmute yourself, Justy. All right, Simp Police Academy. Go ahead, my brother.
First things first, man, I have to salute to the platform, my brother. You get what I'm saying? I got to salute to what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? I was raised indoors, not outdoors. So I would never go to somebody's house. I would never go to somebody's platform and not salute the house man. It's just good. It's just good courtesy that we need to learn, just basic things that we need to learn as black people. But I understand why most black people don't, because most of these black men are raised up like the hoes that raised them. So they emotional even when they come on here to talk, even when they come on this platform to agree with you. It's just the way that we are. Shout out to Brandon, Mr. Shiny Suit, aka Lil Puff Daddy over there in the LBC. You know what I'm saying? Shout out Shout out to Brandon, to where when you go on his show, his mic and his audio sound crystal clear, but when he jump on your platform, it sounds like he in the alleyway on Skid Row, ruffling through trash. Shout out to that. Now, I have been listening to a lot of brothers come on here and speak, and you know what? Shout out to the chat also. Shout out to people that didn't like me when I first came on. You know what I'm saying? People that been listening to my platform and been not throwing out the baby with the bathwater and how I speak. And you know what I'm saying? I got a channel called the Simp Police Academy. Y'all, hopefully y'all bring y'all ugly asses over here respectfully and get some of this work and get some of this knowledge. Because the only thing that I'm doing for my people is to change the way that we think. When you listen to everybody talk when they come on this channel, they always talk about what we need to do, what somebody else doing, and what we're not doing. But what I'm doing, what I have seen from the way we are, is just the way that we think. And it's not a lot of like-minded thinkers. That's why I say that we're doomed as a people. Not that we're not doomed because we can't spin around and do the mashed potato and jump up in the air like Kid and play and do a split like James Brown. Not because we can't dunk a ball like LeBron James. Not because we can't throw a ball like Michael Vick before he started killing and strangling dogs. You know what I'm saying? Not because we can't run down the track field like Jackie Jordan or Kersey. You get what I'm saying? Not because we can't rap like Jay-Z and sing and dance and shake our stinking ass like Beyonce. That's not the reason. All of that is good stuff, but that is built on entertainment. You cannot build a society off of entertainment. Entertainment is if y'all niggas like history so much, y'all all want to talk about facts, and y'all all y'all niggas is Jeep Cherokees and Chevy Navajos, you know what I'm saying, and black Chineses, you know what I'm saying, black Vietnamese. You know, if you go back to the Roman Empire, they built the Colosseums for something for people to do at the end of the week, Dinus. You get what I'm saying? That's after they get through slaving, conquering, going to villaging, ransacking, doing whatever one did. It was leisure. If you go back to your history, any type of thing that came with entertainment was leisure. It was the jester that the king brought in to entertain people from other providence. You get what I'm saying? The entertainer was not talking about politics. The entertainer was not talking about how to get clean water. The entertainer was not talking about how to build pyramids. You know what I'm saying? But in the black community, that's what we elevate. You get what I'm saying? We elevate those type of people. So when you're talking about what happened on January the 6th, you got all these black people that sit around and talk about, well, if black people would have did it, then we would all got killed. No, it was 1 million niggas went to Washington, D.C. twice. The Million Man March, a bunch of bean pie, bow tie, tight suits on goddamn Camp Creek Road, standing in the middle of the road with a cooler, you know what I'm saying, selling grapes and bananas. You know what I'm saying? Went to the Capitol twice, Dinus, with 2 million of them. These niggas didn't even throw paper on the ground. And if they did throw paper on the ground, they stayed over after the march was over and picked up the paper and left. The thing about it is, it's a reason why we're the perfect slave. It's the reason why when the white man picked us from Africa and brought us over here, that, you know what I'm saying, he was like, God damn, you know what I'm saying, I got to start liberating these black people to Liberia, Dinus. We got to see, actually black people, Dinus' shirt is really what the white people said after slavery. They like, boy, we got to get these black people African plan. You know what I'm saying? We got to get these black people African plan, because these niggas these strong niggas, they're gonna turn against us. So we got to start shipping these motherfuckers back to Liberia. We got to ship these motherfuckers back to Togo or Senegal or whatever. But what happened, Dynas? What happened?
He
Niggas
said,
been
nah,
like, niggas,
Shawty, we game.
we good. Yeah. So you mean to tell me you ain't gonna whoop me no more? You mean to tell me you ain't gonna beat me no more? You mean to tell me you ain't gonna rape me no more? You mean you gonna tell me you ain't gonna treat me like the animals no more? Yeah, we're not gonna treat you as bad in slavery, but we still gonna treat you bad. Well, long as it ain't as bad as slavery, Dynas, you know what I'm saying? We can go through it because we strong people. We gonna pray our way through anything. We'll sit up here and wait for it. So the white people were shocked. They were shocked when black people didn't want to go. They were shocked when black people started turning on each other. They were sitting up here like, man, we did the worst to them. You get what I'm saying? And for them, so you mean to tell me that all we got to do is beat the will out of them? All we got to do is kill them, and that'll take the will from them to the point that they will be on our side and be dedicated. Not Dynas, not to the point that they will be on our side to play up against us so they can turn around and kill us. If all y'all watch that movie, The Django, y'all all need to watch this one scene when the white boy Leonardo DiCaprio said, man, old Ben dad used to cut my daddy's shave my dad right here on this front porch for 60 years. He said, now, if I was old Ben, I would have cut my daddy's neck off and made my way up north. He said, but old Ben didn't. He said, because my daddy liked them. He said, all that took for a black person that saw all his people being thrown in the hot box, being hung on a tree, letting dogs attack him, beating women and raping women for dropping eggs. All you got to do is like a black person, and they will stand there by your feet and be a good dog, and they will attack their own just because you like them. And that's when it came to me, Dynas. You know what I'm saying? That eureka moment that I saw that black people really like white people. No, change that. Correction, I'm dead ass wrong. Black people love and admire white people. You know what I'm saying? We're just mad because we can't complain enough, and we can't make white people feel sorry enough to love us the way that we love them. You get what I'm saying? Now, I got some more to say, but I won't be long-winded on this first point. I'm gonna pass the mic because I saw the brother, he didn't release this, he didn't unmute before he came on. But that's just the start, baby. This just the start, this the smoke. I got more fire for y'all ass soon as the brother get through talking.
All right, go ahead, Justy.
I just think that we have to. I can't see what I'm doing, but I'm trying. I think we have to really make good plans about leaving. And I've been able to travel to a lot of places. And I have to say, the first time I left the United States was the first time I realized I was American. It was pretty shocking. I never thought about it before, but it was one of those things that just resonated. And still to this day, 35 years, 40 years after traveling, it still comes back. People are more concerned about you're American. And then they say, oh, you're a Black American, whatever. But I learned a lot. I like history, and I understand how we just have a real complicated place as African Americans, descendants of slaves, whatever the label is, because I've been through them all. I'm old, I'm a boomer. We just have a unique place in history, and we're lucky. Well, I don't want to say lucky, but we're in a position of leadership because we're Americans. We can read, we're literate, we've had opportunities other places haven't. So now for ourselves, we have to figure out how we want to build and what it looks like. And to say to leave a country and to go live in another country somewhere else, my question always is, after having done it, is like, what are we bringing to the country? If we're coming as capitalists, it's not going to work, because you go into countries where capitalism isn't the driver. It is family, it's community, it's about taking care of the people there. To be in a place where little kids are going to the store with money in their pocket in the dark, and nobody's worried about them, and just like hi to little. It's shocking to me as an American. And that's where a lot of people live. A lot of ways people live in other countries. So when we're talking about going and being there and being in other places, which country on the continent of the 51, you guys have it seems like Liberia, Sierra Leone have been identified, but is that the best place for you as an individual? What are we building there? Why would you want me there? What is it that I can contribute to overall what's going on to the country there? How can I help your health system? How can I help your education system? How can I make this country, if I'm going to become a member of it, am I going to sit there on top of it? Or am I going to immerse myself in the culture, become part of it, so that later on, if I'm a dual citizen, I give up my American citizenship and live there, then I want to feel 100% Sierra Leonean or Liberian or Ghanaian or Nigerian, or do I need to learn French and move to Senegal? Whatever it is. What is it that we're going to do? And being angry at being American, of course, because it sucks. It's horrible. It hasn't been great. But the positive side is the skills we've gotten from being here, we can take and make the rest of the world a better place. That's kind of like this. So, but all the killing and running up with more guns against people with guns, all I think is death and destruction, and yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Dynas, what's the definition of death and destruction?
Yeah.
The definition.
I mean, I changed that. What is the outcome of death and destruction? If you go to, let's say you go to Greensboro, South Carolina, right?
Right.
And you bring death and destruction to that city. What happens to that city?
It's done. It's destroyed.
Okay, so if white people bringing death and disaster to the black community, right? Correct. And
I think it's us doing it.
Wait, hold on, you got to follow. You know what I'm saying? What I'm saying is, I'm talking about the long term, the history of. You got a little feedback too. Yeah, it's good now. So what I'm saying is based on from slavery up to now, because nothing don't happen overnight. Even though black people, we want everything to happen overnight. Nothing didn't happen overnight. From slavery. For 400 years of slavery was death and destruction to the black people. You get what I'm saying? So now, after we was let out of slavery, and after we begged to sit at the table to let white people spit on us so we can get some white only pies. You know what I'm saying? So how can we turn these white only pies into nigger pies? We got our ass beat and spit on to walk into to sit in the classroom with them so we can smell white only pies. And now we are doing it to each other. That's death and destruction by the way of slavery, and it's death and destruction by the way of our own people. That is doom by definition. And black people, let me tell y'all something. I know that we are an emotional people. I know that we're spiritual people. We're so spiritual that we the only people believe that, that we're gonna, Dynas, we're gonna believe that we're gonna have a great life after we die. Hold on. Let me say that one more again. Let me say that one more time. We're the only group of stupid ass people that think that we're gonna have this wonderful life after we die, which is basically an oxymoron. You know what I'm saying? This world ain't my home. Heaven is where I want to go. And y'all, niggas talk about heaven so much that they'll spend $100,000 at the hospital trying to stay alive, being hooked up to machines, going to the Vito, whatever that place is, getting your blood goddamn pumped out and recirculated. You get what I'm saying? We'll sit up here and be 89.
The Vita,
the dialysis place. You'll have old, ratchet, fat ankles, thick kneecaps, thigh scrubbing black people up in there, still talking about God and Jesus while they paying these people $1,500 a month for dialysis. You get what I'm saying? Still talking about the thing about it is everybody understand, every nationality, even the government all over the world understand that black people are walking contradiction. Just like the other brother on, he was talking about the Proverbs. We got sayings in the black community. Won't he do it? Fix it, Jesus. Come through, Jesus. Blessed by the best. You know what I'm saying? The Lord is my rock and my salvation. We got every type of quote and colloquialism, anything other than get up and compete. When you tell black people to get up and compete, Dynast, they get offended. You know what I'm saying? You tell a black person, man, you know what? Man, it's going to be a party over here. It's going to be a cookout. Dynast going to be over here in his tight ass shirt, and he going to goddamn get all the chicks. But he hoes lined up. Where can I sign up? You know what I'm saying? I want to take some pictures with Dynast. Dynast, go to the Congress Center and let's open up a business. You know what I'm saying? See how we can open up some stores, some little minor healthcare places. See if them same hoes gonna show up, Dynast. You get what I'm saying? You can have the same clothes on. And we talk about men the same way.
Hey, Simplice, I want you to address this statement right here. Uhuru, this is not as simplistic as you make it out. We always want to complicate. We always want to complicate being degenerate. SIP Academy, police academy. Riots may not be justified either way, but why attempt to equate white supremacist riots to black civil rights struggles? Okay, the Black Lives Matters riots had nothing to do with civil rights. I'll let you go ahead and
First thing first, man, I stay in Atlanta, Georgia, zone 6. And when all that shit was happening, when black people was getting shot in the street by police, when police was kneeling on black people's neck, when black people was getting killed at a traffic light, black people was running in the Gucci store, snatching belts. Black people was running in the Nike store, buying stealing underwear. Black people was running in Target to get some goddamn laundry detergent. You get what I'm saying? The way that we riot like roaches. We riot just to get us through the next week. Now, one thing that the white people, when they ran up on there, they was trying to change something far as power, even though it didn't work. But the way that they attacked the situation was for power. We riot to be fresh next weekend at Magic City. We riot so we can be fresh at the concert. We riot so we can go to the laundromat and have free laundry detergent. That's what we did. Niggas was stealing grills, Dynast. Grills, not the grills to put in your mouth, barbecue grills. That's the difference. So it's the way that we attack certain things. You know what I'm saying? Like every other group of people form some type of coalition amongst each other. They have a motive. They have a motive and a plan. That's why the politicians come and sit down with those different nationalities. But who did the politician come sit down with in the black community? Cardi motherfucking buck teeth Cardi B. That's who the president went and sat down to. And when the black man tried to sit down and talk to him, who's the first group of people that turned on the black man? It was the black woman. It was the black woman that tore down Ice Cube. It was the black woman that sit up there and say, no, what's in it for us? And any of y'all black men sitting up here simping for these weed wearing, wild hyena hood rat uppity twerk monkeys, y'all deserve what you get. Just like my homeboy Trouble in Atlanta, you deserve exactly what you get for dealing with these chicks that got 6 kids by 12 baby daddies. Y'all super ultra mega simps. Y'all baby mama simps. Y'all think we the only group of people that think it's a claim to fame to bang another man's girlfriend, to bang another man's wife. We think that like you won some type of award. All you did was get on top of her and flop on her like a fish out of water. She pit me and Dynast together. So what happened, Dynast? You die, or I die. Let's say if I die.
Yeah, so I'm gonna tell you what happens. I die, you go to jail, she goes and smashes collagenesis the next week.
No. She ain't gonna want collagenesis because collagenesis is too smart for a hood booger from Southeast DC. You get what I'm saying? They don't want no guy like collagenesis. They gonna get Deshaun. You know what I'm saying? They gonna get Marquavius. You know what I'm saying? They don't want no collagenesis. For what? They need somebody to where they can stay in the Roach Motel. You know what I'm saying? That's these type of group of people. And the funny thing, I heard Tyreek was saying that, you know what, now he's saying that we need to leave those black people behind. He wasn't sitting up there saying, blaming that, okay, you know, these people, you know, we got to take all our people in. Now he's even saying we got to cut those people off. These low-hanging, low-vibration black people that are not doing anything, because at the end of the day, it's easy to do nothing. And if you go around a group of people that's doing nothing, Dynast, and you're doing something, you are going to be food to them. That's the problem in the black community. So like I tell y'all all the time, it's an 85 to 15% rule. You know what I'm saying? 85% of black people right now. So it's about 200 to 250 people in this chat. 200 of y'all are weak niggas and y'all don't even deserve to live. And I wish that it was a such thing as a purge. I would come looking for all of y'all. Because the problem in our community, that is more dumb niggas than it is smart niggas. And the dumb niggas run everything. So from it being more dumb niggas, that means that it's more dumb females. And then on top of that, Dynast, if you got more dumb females, then you got smart females. The difference between the women, why the women can't check other women, because these dumb black hood boogers, these husky hyenas, they built up like dudes. Most of the black females that are on black men's side are real feminine. You know what I'm saying? They ain't finna sit up there and fight no big booger wolf, Stacey Abrams looking chick from St. Louis. The Midwest square body chicks that built up like a project refrigerator. They ain't gonna be fighting with these chicks that sit up there with their weed smelling like laundry, like laundry clothes that been in the dryer for too long with no dryer sheets. She's not finna risk that. See, men, we have a thing where we'll talk to each other, we'll say something, but women will jump on other women for disagreeing. You know, men just go their own way, man. We'll leave that dude alone, man. He ain't gonna listen. You know what I'm saying? He just over here talking shit. Let's get back to the trap. But women will go and attack other women. So that's why these women don't say anything. They're not against us, but they're not saying anything either. So in our community, we understand that. We see the statistics. Our statistics are not going up. Our statistics going down. And what has happened since the statistics has went down? The black woman voice has been raised up. And no society in the history of the planet have came up from a woman in lead. So the thing about it is, it's a false sense that they're putting the black woman at the forefront. It's disaster right there. Every other group of people knows that. But since black men so dumb, since black men want to sip so much, since black men can't even talk to them, you know what I'm saying? Black men just sit up here and go on about their business. And we'll keep losing. And now black people, guess what? The government don't even want you no more. They want the Latinos. Dynast, it's 15 to 20,000 of them Latinos marching up here to the border every week. Even if they get sent away, Dynast, they come back the next week. Send half of them back, let half of them in. 15 more thousand come back. They doing it every weekend, Dynast, because they are consistent. And the government is recognizing that. The government is recognizing that. Look at these Latinos. Look at these immigrants from Guatemala, Honduras, whatever. Look at how consistent they are. What is black people doing? It ain't nothing consistent about them. So we'll sit up there and let them tear each other down. We'll sit up there and let them fight amongst each other while we welcome all these other immigrants from South America down. Because guess what? They don't like black people either. So we'll sit up here and use this false narrative saying black and brown coalition, and we'll get our pundits, our black female pundits and black male pundits to sit up there and scream black and brown coalition. But deep down inside, we know that they don't like black people either. So eventually they'll be on our side, and black people, they're gonna vote for us anyway. If we go in there and kill 100,000 of them, we don't have to worry about nothing, because the black mammy is gonna vote for Democrat regardless, because she's the one that keeps the Democrat Party going for black people. She's the one that keep the Church of God in Christ, the Baptist Church, all of that. She keep the revivals going, not the black men. You know what I'm saying? So we need to put her at the head of the black community while the black community keeps sinking like the Titanic, my brother. And I pass it back to you, my brother.
Yes, sir. Hey, there was somebody in the chat room. Listen, I put the link in the chat room. You said that you disagreed with Hustle Smart. Listen, links in the chat room. You're more than welcome to call in. Again, link is in the chat room. Click on the link.
Let me interject real quick. Please come up here. Please come up here. I'm telling you, I am not, even though I might talk loud, I'm passionate about what I'm saying. I will not overtalk you. I promise, I swear to your white Jesus, the one that helped you get a car note and help you get some insurance and help you got a job for working for white people, making white people richer. I swear to that white Jesus, I will not interrupt you. I will not bite your head off. And if you give me a fact, if you produce a fact to me, I will acknowledge your fact. Please come up and address what I am saying. Because if I'm so wrong, then why do people agree? Why do so many people have changed their mind on me? It ain't the point that people think that I'm wrong. People don't like the way how I say what I say. People don't like that I call black people resilient roaches. Black females don't like that I call them husky hyenas. They don't like that I call them hood boogers. They don't like them calling broke gutter monkeys. You get what I'm saying? They don't like this, what I'm saying. They want me to find a proper way to express that. But that's just how I get down. You get what I'm saying? So if you can beat me on the points, come on up here. You know what I'm saying? It ain't no but a short walk, Cletus. You know what I'm saying? You might walk over here, but you're gonna limp back. You know what I'm saying? That's a little nutty professor right now, man. You know? Now, so appreciate, bring anybody up here, Dynas. You know what I'm saying? That's the good thing about the new Pan-African Party, which is not a name, but it's just how I see it. Because a lot of the Pan-African now, we have evolved to show people that we don't need a leader. We can be individuals. You know what I'm saying? The same way how you have like the Taliban, and they always call this is a lone wolf. These are splinter cells. That's the way we are. We don't have a leader. We just have an ideology. And you can't kill an ideology. That's the difference between us and regular FBA people. You know what I'm saying? We don't look up to white Jesus. We don't look up to a rich nigga reading scriptures on Sundays. You know what I'm saying? We don't look up to nobody. We are capitalists, because we see that in order to produce something, you're going to have the money to do it. So that's why on every single Sunday, y'all, I am on Bankhead at the petrol truck stop till the day. For most of y'all that think that I hate black people and all these people that talk good about black people, I personally, Hustle Smart, the Silk Police Academy, the Silk Police Association, I have put over $700,000 back into black men and black females' hand by helping them become entrepreneurs. The only thing y'all niggas can do is help another black person become an employee. Give them a referral at your job so they can go up there and make another white person rich. But no, the Pan-African, the one that talks back down on black people, I'm the one that's giving black people a job. And I got 10 to 20 black people per year. You can either call up to the Petro and ask them about the loudmouth black dude that's running black brothers down, trying to get them not to work for somebody else. You know what I'm saying? See, that's the only time you can badger a black people. Black men tell me all the time, man, you beat me up, you beat me up. I just want you to listen to me, brother. How 75 to 80,000 to $100,000 a year don't sound good to you? Yeah, you're gonna have to do a little bit more paperwork. Yeah, you're gonna have to get your own insurance, but you're gonna work for yourself, and you'll be able to show your kids. You'll be able to show your kids that your dad is a boss, not just saying you're a boss. Black females, you'll be able to show your daughters that you're a boss instead of walk around with a fake beauty supply cubic zirconia boss tattoo or a boss necklace. You won't just have to scream you're a boss. You'll actually be one based on your finances, based on your tax return. Y'all nigga just run around here claiming kings and queens, and you have no land, you have no subjects. You're not ruling over anything but your kids. But when you are a true boss, you employ people. If anything else, Dynas, you employ yourself. I pay myself every week. Nobody else pays me. I don't have to worry about when my check is gonna be direct deposit. I'm the human, Hustle Smart is the human resources. Hustle Smart is the maintenance man. Hustle Smart is the CFO. Hustle Smart is the CEO. Hustle Smart is the janitor. Hustle Smart is the Q&A. Hustle Smart is the OS&D. So if I bet on Hustle Smart, Dynas, the money is already made, shawty. Because that's just how I get down. I've been in the street since I was 14. I saw how it was easy to promote poison to my people. And then don't get me wrong, I did it. I was shocked how easy it was to get black people to not go to work and to sit in my trap all day and buy my drugs. It was just too easy. And the point is, but to get them to do something different, to get them to do something that takes some type of work, that was the hardest part, Dynas. It's the same way with everybody on my block. We all had a plan to drive trucks, Dynas, because we was all convicted felons. We was all Gresham Road, Keller Road, Zone 6. We all had felonies. So we said, man, what job can we do where we can make this much money as convicted felons? We can be entrepreneurs, and we all saw it as transportation. But these brothers didn't want to lead a trap. They would have wanted to lead that type of lifestyle, and that's when I saw that it's the mentality, Dynas. You get what I'm saying? Some of these brothers were just as smart as I am, but they didn't have the mentality to leave the hood because, one, they don't know how to talk a different way. That's a lot of problem with black people, Dynas. They sound like they just got off the slave plantation yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
They cannot talk in a different way. So if you go to a business or whatever, they're going to size you up. You got to be able to talk a different way. See, in black people, we call that being a fake nigga, Dynas, to be able to speak correct English and to speak with abundance. We call that fake. No, that's business. You don't go up in Bank of America and trying to get a business loan talking about, see what I was saying over there and over yonder and God and Jesus and my gout. You don't talk like that. You don't speak on what you feel, you speak on what you know. So therefore, even in the chat right now, people are speaking based on their feelings. And Hustle Smart is sitting up here speaking all facts, my brother. I throw it back to you, my brother.
Yes, sir, guys. Once again, links in the chat room. Link is in the chat room. Go ahead, click on that link, call in. We like to hear from some of the women too. I mean, we like to hear from some of the women as well. But links in the chat room, and you guys are more than welcome to call in because I see some people who disagree with Hustle Smart, Simp Police Academy, but you guys are calling in. So once again, hit the link and call in. Hey, shout out to everybody who's super chatting. I appreciate it. Let me read a couple of these super chats. Brother
Recognize
Aaron.
that money, my brother.
Shout out to Hustle Smart. You may not like the delivery, but he's on point.
Put it up. They can't see it.
There you go.
Hey, man, let me tell you something. I appreciate Eric B. Shout out to Eric B. I appreciate you, brother. My brother Eric B. He used to ride around in a Hyundai Elantra 80. I think it was an 85, 300,000 miles. You get what I'm saying? Front wheel drive, 4-cylinder. You know what I'm saying? And now my brother has elevated himself to the LS 450. You know what I'm saying? So clearly, brothers can come up and do different things when they set when you put aside the bullshit, grab another job. You know what I'm saying? Put some more hours in your system instead of sitting back home watching ratchet TV. Instead of seeing what the next black person is doing, if you sit back and add some more hours to your lifestyle, you add extra income to your lifestyle. But go ahead, DRS, man.
Yeah, salute to the chat and salute Prince.
Hello.
Yeah, how you doing? And the
Good.
Sim Police also. Yeah, I
You can
agree with
you
a
can
lot.
call me Hustle Smart for short, man. Even if you agree with me or not.
Hustle Smart.
Go ahead,
Yeah,
my
I'm
brother.
a black man living in Sweden, you know, with descent from Senegal.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, I was watching the chat also, people talking about you need a lot of money and stuff like that. But, you know, I left to build my own house in Senegal in 2003. And, you know, it didn't cost me too much money, man. And of course, I agree with the woman before that said that, you know, what you're going to do and what you're going to contribute to the country. But at the same time, to get your own piece of land and to build your own house don't have to be a huge project that costs a lot of money. I think that's what a lot of Americans are misinformed about. Because when I was in Senegal 2003, I brought the two of my children over there. And when I was there in the village my father was born, it's an international village. People from all over Europe and also black Americans are living in that village, and it's a small village. And when I was there, my daughter was playing with another family that was in the village was from France. And I mean, they were standing there, white woman, a white man with a white kid, looking on this open field of land, you know, with palm trees and fruits and all of these things, dreaming, you know, and just saying, no, we're going to buy our own piece of land cheap. So I wonder if they can do that, and a lot of them do. They live by the beach side, you know, and they don't spend too much money. That's what I'm saying, you know. It depends on what your dreams and what your goals are also, of course. But I mean, they had a vision, white people coming from Europe, going to Africa to live a good life with the daughters and the kids. The man that installed the solar cells on my father's house, which I built, is from Germany. And he's living there with his wife, who is from Germany. And the kids were, I mean, they're born in Senegal, but they grew up then. They speak Wolof, they speak Mandinka, you know, the kids, white kids. So I mean, it's not impossible to travel, man. And man, I salute you, Dynas, for what you're doing. You know, taking the brothers and sisters from the States back to Africa. You know, and clear up the misconception that Africans hate Americans. That's not true, man. If you travel and you've seen and you've been to Africa and I've been to South America. I've never been to the States though. So okay, but I've been to South America. I've been all over Europe. I've been to Africa, Gambia and Senegal foremost, and Guinea. Then you will see, man, Africans don't hate Americans. On the opposite. I mean, in Europe, if you come from the States or in Africa, I mean, it's like it's the people we look up to almost, you know, when it comes to culture, when it comes to music and all these things. But also another part of this is the image, is what you spoke about, Hustle. I mean, it's a double-edged sword, so to speak, because yeah, also the image that's portrayed is the gangster image and is the black woman with the lace front or whatever you call it, you know.
Peruvian wavy, natural Remy,
Yeah,
25th
yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
Yankee.
But to be honest, also from abroad, from Europe, from a European perspective, it's almost like the black woman look worse, you know, the way she's portrayed in media. I understand by following people like Kevin Samuels and stuff like that, you know, there's some problems, and I agree with it because I grew up in Sweden is a multicultural society also. So I mean, we have people here from all over Europe, from the States, from wherever, from Africa, from Asia, you know, and it's not like in the States, because in America it seems to be very like the hood here comprised of everybody who ain't Swedish. So I grew up with Lebanese, I grew up with Yugoslavians, I grew up with Africans, and all of us in the same group. You know, your close friends are from all over the world. But what I could say from that perspective is that most of the countries in the world, you know, don't accept certain behaviors from the women or from the countrymen, and they're very patriotic. They're very patriotic. You know, so when you start from that patriotism, then you don't allow your woman to do certain things. And they will never marry a woman that, you know, would go outside with a short skirt and stuff like that. You know, that's the mentality they have. You know, so coming from that part of you know, the world, they keep the woman in check, so to speak. You know, and it's not like it's oppressive and stuff like that. I mean, Sweden is considered one of the most liberal countries, and of course, Sweden has its own problems also. But yeah, it's hard for me to speak about the American dynamics because I don't live there and stuff like that. But I mean, anyhow, I think the world is open, and to travel is the key, man. It's the best education. I think definitely more Black Americans should go to Africa and experience it for yourselves, and to see, man. Nobody hates you over there, man. Okay, idiots are everywhere, whatever you want to call them, but man, most of the when I walk there in Africa, you know, they can see by the way I walk or what I'm wearing that I'm not from there. So of course they're gonna call me, hey, yo, Black American or Black Jamaican, but it's nothing but love, man. It's nothing but love. So yeah, that's all I wanted to say. And you know, thank you for a great channel and you stream. You know, a lot of interesting guests, and yeah, I'm gonna keep on watching a little bit.
DRS, don't go nowhere real quick.
Yeah.
Let me say this, because you know one thing about me and one thing that I do on my channel, you know, I speak the real. What I tell people that's, you know, foreign people from other countries and everything else, you know, a lot of times, you know, we speak in exact sometime, and exact is wrong. So one thing that you said that Africans they don't like us. No, that's not true. You know, it's a lot of it's a lot of Africans that don't like Black Americans, the same way that it's a lot of Black Americans don't like Africans. You get what I'm saying? So even though we see, we have saw the way how Africans was treated, how they were treated, how their land mass is set up, and how they live, and some of them, you know, even the Black American that live better feel like they live better than Africans, still don't like Africans. Even though Africans know their lineage, know where they come from, run their own country, run their own providence, and stuff, they still don't like Black people. So it is a dislike there. That's just like with any other people. I just like to be real with people. Now, the thing about it is, do they idolize Black people far as the face of Black people? Yes, that is true, because any of the dances, like not the original African dances, all the Western media is getting shipped over to Africa, which is the worst thing, man. I'm speaking to every African man and African woman. All this Black American, y'all got the women shooting birds, holding the middle finger up, yelling period, dancing, you know, in your houses with dirt flow, and y'all shitting in buckets and peeing in jerry cans, but y'all want to act like Black Americans. That way have destroyed us. You know, it seems fun because in the Black community, we tend to make our dysfunction and the gangster in the whole mentality, we glorify it to make it sounds good. And a lot of Black men are good at rhyming, and a lot of Black people are good at singing. So we sing it in a way to make it sound good. You know, Black brothers and Black sisters, diners, they spending $100,000 to $200,000 on videos to try to make that lifestyle look good. These Hollywood producers are spending millions of dollars on gangster lifestyle to make it look good. But see, when you in the trap and you hearing something fly by your ear and you think it's a fly and it's actually a bullet, Dinus? You get what I'm saying? Like you stepping on glass and you walking, you taking your child to the park, and then you look over there at your child and they picking up needles, crack bags. Cause to a child don't know what's dangerous or not. A child will pick up a rock and put it in his mouth. A child will pick up a penny, Dinus, and put it in his mouth. So what I'm saying is the glorification and what's promoted is what Africans like about Black people. But once they get over here and see all the opportunities that Black people have, and they realize, well, you know what? I got to have a different mindset. And from that mindset, my brother, that's where the tension come in at, because Black people want Africans to act just as niggerish as they are. So since Africans, since Jamaicans or whoever, Caribbean people come over here and don't want to participate in that dumb nigger activities, Black people, Black Americans tend to think like, oh, they think they're better. No. We've been here for over 400 years. Remember, Black people, our bones is buried here. We shed blood in Selma. We had all the time in the world to take these opportunities that are given to us and succeed off of it. And we want to get mad because an immigrant come over here in 6 months and become a doctor.
Sorry.
Hold on. This is the last point. We mad because an immigrant come over here and don't want to go in the hood. Don't want to shoot up the block. Because they want to do susus and build and get their money together, because they want to hire just themselves. I wouldn't want to hire y'all niggas. Because if I want to look at the person, Dinus, who's going to cross me or who's going to turn on me, I only got to look at the color of my left arm and my right arm. I don't have white people plotting on me at the gas station, Dinus. I don't have white people plotting on me when I walk out the bank, Dinus. I don't have white people asking me where I'm from when I walk through neighborhoods, Dinus. That oppression comes from our own people, and Black people wish that we had the power to oppress another group of people. So what do? We just oppress each other. That's why every single year around tax time, what do Black men do? Black men go out to these police auctions and buy the same police cars that used to pull them over and lock them up in. You'll see.
Hey, Shaw, they got that chip in it, Shawty. They got that chip in it, Shawty.
The chip in it, that transmission got 400,000 miles on it. And I'm talking about, you can still see the holes in the roof, Dinus. You still can see. They still got the flashlight. These brothers riding around the hood with the flashlight. They don't even take off the attachments. They still riding around with the blacked out the rims on from the police cars. They do it every single season. And you know what they do? They get behind you and act like you're the police. Black people, we think it's fun to oppress people. That's why Black people fuck with people. That's Black people running up, knocking on your doors, busting out you, just randomly ride down the street and bust the windows out your car, or just randomly throw glass in the middle of the street. Black people walk right by a trash can in their own neighborhood and throw it on the ground. I have seen it so many times, Dinus. I never forget the day that it was 2 carloads of us. We was coming from the club in Buckhead, and we got back to the Black neighbor. When the white neighborhood, we went to Waffle House out there. And then when we got back to the Black neighborhoods, everybody, Dinus, it was almost like we was prone to do it. All the Black people started throwing the trash out the window when we got in the Black neighborhoods. Why didn't we throw that trash out the window when we was in the white neighborhoods? It wasn't no police out there. It wasn't no cars. It wasn't nobody hanging out at the bus stations. It wasn't nobody hanging out at the convenience stores. Nobody could have saw us. But we wait till we get back in our neighborhoods where it's a camera on every fucking corner, where niggas are standing out there all night long, 24 hours a day. We waited till we got back to our neighborhoods to throw the trash out. And when one started throwing the trash out, everybody started throwing the trash out. That tells you everything you know about a black person. And I passed the mic. Go ahead, Mr. King Andre.
King Andre, go ahead. Let me mute yourself, King Andre.
Yeah, bro. I just disagree with like you saying you said like Africans see you as a like only you're talking about diasporas, like the way you said like they fan of your cultures. Africans don't even like, most of them don't even care about like that, brother. I disagree. What are you saying? What are you talking about? Is the diaspora, Africans diaspora?
If you watch any African far as music video or music or whatever, and you watch it 10, 20 years ago, you get what I'm saying? It was different. You get what I'm saying? It was no wearing no platinum chains. It wasn't no popping bottles. You get what I'm saying? It wasn't none of that. You get what I'm saying? But when you look at it now, they all copying what was started here. So what I'm saying is that I'm saying the negative trends, the negative Western trends that's over here that we glorify. And let me give you another one. In the United States, if you go to a club or a bar, they if you buy a bottle of liquor, they put these sparklers on it and have women walk around it in the club like it's 4th of July. Now Africans are picking up with that same thing. What I'm saying is that the degenerate behavior that we promote over here is being promoted over there. It's just the way that it is. I don't understand how that ain't nothing. I don't understand how you disagreeing with that, because we have a lot of African brothers and sisters that come on the platform and say how the Western ways and the Western medias is sinking in the African culture. So I don't that part I don't understand, bro.
Can I say something about that? Yeah, I think you're right about that part, because it's not only in Africa it affected. I think it even affected Europe. If you look at Sweden, most of the gangs here now, we have a big problem with Sweden with shootings and stuff like that. And it's imitated from the hip hop culture and stuff like that, from the trap music. But most of the people in these gangs are from the Middle East, or from Somalia some of the time. So most of them from the Middle East, and that's a fact, you know. And they doing all the shootings, and they're copying American gang culture and stuff like that. So I don't think it's only Africa that's influenced by it. I think the whole world is influenced by it.
Oh yeah, the Western media tentacles go all over. So my brother, Mr. King Andre, you might want to find something else you want to disagree with, man. Cause that one there.
I find that culture like it's a virus. Like it's not good. Like the hip hop culture is very. A lot of people are affected about that. Like when it comes to drugs, when it comes to like killings, a lot of communities are like they suffering because of that culture, like that glorification.
Well, tell you the truth, Mr. Andre, on that point.
I'm saying like only like diasporas like copycat like the African Americans.
No, that's definitely not true, bro. That's not true. Now you gotta hold on now.
Only West Africa, like no other African country is copying that, because
I got four females that I know personally that's here in the United States, and I talked to at least 3 or 4 that's from South Africa, and they tell me the same thing. They tell me South Africa, Johannesburg is like a little Atlanta. That's how they're trying to get to over there. So what I'm saying is you're trying to place it on on a certain part of Africa. You know what I'm saying? And you're making Africa seem small. It's the equivalent of if I'm in Atlanta and somebody say, well, you from zone 6, and I sit up here and say, well, I know everybody in zone 6 and this the east side and only the east side act like that. No. You're doing a disservice. I get what you're saying, but what I'm saying is that's not true. It's the Western tentacles reach all over, and it's definitely gonna reach the places where things are better, where the internet is better. Wherever you have good internet in Africa, the Western media is wide open. That's why you got African women sitting up here in the middle of the village yelling period and screaming, yeah,
I don't want
screaming,
that. I
yeah,
don't want that.
bitch.
It's a virus. It's literally like trading the bad culture of part of like the bad culture, like
Hey,
taking the
hey,
bad
hold on. Let me
culture
add
out
to
of
that too. Let me
Africa.
add to that too. Hey, Simp, with 30-inch Brazilian yaki hair protective styles
Not
in
that,
the middle,
not that installs, not those installs, Dinus.
and
Not
with the installs.
yeah. See, the thing about it is, you know what? When a lot of people always come on and say they disagree with me, they really don't disagree with me. It's just the point that a lot of black men, we ready to respond. We listening to respond instead of comprehending. See, if you sit up and have a conversation with me, and I'm not ranting and raving, and we go back and forth, you'll actually, you ask anybody in the chat, even the people that don't agree with me and don't
No,
like me,
no,
my
I
brother.
agree with you. I agree with you.
I got you.
I
Hold on. Let
agree
me finish
one.
the last point. Let me finish the last point. So what I'm saying is that they'll see that we're actually on the same team. We're just wearing different colors. See, my colors is I'm more cutthroat. You know what I'm saying? So that's what's gonna be on the back of my jersey. And a lot of people just want me to talk a little softer. You know what I'm saying? That's why, you have people like Genesis and all these people really wasn't on my side because I was so hard. But one thing about black people are chew at you, fuck with you. We're like human gnats. You know what I'm saying? They'll fuck with you so bad to the point you think, well, goddamn, I should have been just like Hustle Smart. I'm the one talking nice to you. As soon as I say something you don't like, y'all turn on me. That's how black people are in America. If you don't talk nice to them, if you don't pat them on their head and tell them how much of a good slave that they are, you are the enemy to them. You get what I'm saying? And then a lot of us black men are raised up by black women. So anything that's said against the black woman cuts their soul because a lot of black men act like the bitches that raised them. That's why you have black men that are natural mama boys. That's why you got black women will coddle their black men, but sit up there and throw their women out there to the wolves. The black women in the United States are, far as mothers, are harder on their daughters than they are their boys. They'll let their boys stay there all the time. Why? Because that the black man to a black woman, he gonna go out there and sell all the drugs in Atlanta to try to get his mama a house, or he gonna go and try to rap and try to buy his mama a house, or he gonna go play some basketball and try to buy his mama a house, or he gonna try to dance and try to buy his mama a house. The black woman's trust fund is the black man either dying or making it in entertainment. That's what it
You
is.
see, bro. You see, bro. Like that's that culture. Like you don't see like this Middle Eastern like they don't drill is not their thing. They doing this in Europe and like the bigger cities, and it's like a virus like out of America. Like and these people are doing it, and a lot of people are dying because of it, and a lot of cities are down bad because of these taking the African American culture.
I agree with you, man. You actually are in agreement with me. Go ahead, Mr. U.S. lawyer, man. Go ahead and come on in here and drop some of that knowledge, my brother. You got to unmute yourself, Mr. U.S. lawyer.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you perfectly clear, bro.
I'm gonna monologue a little bit, then I'm gonna get off. But the key to our advancement is understanding that the defining principle of all power is that 10 organized men acting in unison will always prevail against 100 men operating as individuals. So in order to advance as a group, we must develop an integrated set of operating principles which need to constitute our core principles. And we have to develop a constitution and must incorporate our global defined culture and our code of conduct. And because we have to be able to operate as a unified organism, we have to develop some objectives, identify impediments to accomplishing those objectives, identify resources to be utilized in accomplishing those objectives, and identify the best way to utilize resources toward our group objectives. And when I say resources, I mean money, materials, staff, and other assets that can be drawn on to organize in a way to effectively function. Now, and I say this because if you look at China, it rose from one of the poorest to the wealthiest people on the globe by implementing a common set of cultural values, identifying the natural strengths of the citizens, and organizing a system to exploit those individual strengths for the benefit of the group. All Chinese used to take an aptitude test and identify their strengths and weaknesses, and then they were assigned to an educational career path to exploit those proclivities. Now, you can't replicate that entire model, but we can replicate aspects of it insofar as that we can identify the individual strengths that all of us have, and then we can then organize ourselves a way around to benefit from those individual strengths. Now, we only need a small fraction of this global African community to effectuate our objectives. We have to develop our own defined gender goals and our own cultural values, a global set of cultural values for both men and women. We got to stop wasting energy on these satanic celebrities, worrying about what they're doing, and we got to develop ways to shield our children from these kind of satanic influences. And so far as
I
women,
agree, brother.
the Bible says a virtuous woman is rare than rubies. So we have to stop worrying about what all these women say, all these hyenas in a sense say, and we got to focus on those women who are redeemable. And you know, there are some black women who are on code. You see some of them on the internet. They're adverse to the single mother culture and they support black men. Those men and women need to be exalted and placed in positions of authority to develop educational plans and social codes for our women. That's where we have to start. We can keep talking, but that's where we have to organize as a group, and we have to develop like I said, a common set of objectives and plans, and we have to utilize our resources. So I mean, you don't have to. Everybody doesn't have to move to Africa. Everybody, you know, we really want people every place. We want black people in place all over this globe, because right now the world is global, and you know, having this nationalist view is we're never going to prevail that way, because resources are global, strengths are global, and we need to be able to have a global plan. We had to identify resources, what resources you have there, what resources we have here. How do we act in unison to exploit those resources? And we also have to be able to, part of this organization always has to be secret. This is why you had the Bilderberg group. They just met last week. All these people, they used to deny they even existed for a long time. Now they admit they exist, and they publish a very general they put out a very general statement about what they're meeting to do, and they never identify who's meeting, but they'll tell you they'll tell you what groups they come from. They tell you had the CIA, they had members from the I guess it's MI6 or MI7, whatever the one is. They had people from heads of states that were there, people from the tech industries, all the Apple, all these people, but they don't identify them people, and they get together in secret and they plan out their goals for world conquest. We have to do that. You know, white people aren't that brilliant and great. We give them way too much credit, but they are organized, okay? And there's a core group of them that will stay on code. And consent is something you have to manufacture. They have an objective. They can't tell you what they're really trying to do. So what they do is they manufacture some kind of a narrative, and they utilize that narrative to accomplish their objective. And we have to do that. We have to be a lot more strategic in our thinking. You know, we can argue and go back and forth, but we have to realize there's going to be a group of people who are not going to be on board. That's fine. Let them stay over there. Let them do their thing. We have to we don't need a large group. We only need about 5%. We only need about 5% to be a powerhouse. Jewish people, they make up less than 5% of the world, but they're on code with a bunch of things. They have a culture and they have a code of conduct among Jewish people, and that's why they're able to be so influential. We're going to have to do the same thing.
I got one question for you.
Go ahead,
How you guys feel about the feminist movement in Africa and the rainbow movement?
It's
How
a
you guys
death
feel about
sentence.
It's,
It's a
it's
death
not
sentence.
gonna happen in Africa.
No, it's
It's
happening.
not
It's
gonna be as
happening.
big as
It's
It's
Africa is.
happening, bro. It's happening.
No,
You
no, no.
gotta.
Hold on for a second. Hold on for a second. You got, like I tell you, you got to listen to comprehend. I'm not saying that it ain't. It's just like saying it ain't no gay people in Africa. There are. What I'm saying is that the power structure is not agreeing with it. That's the only way that's the only way it's floated in America. See, when you put when your boy Obama, the great black hope, half breed mama from Hawaii, white as fuck, you know what I'm saying? When he made the White House with the rainbow colors, that's a message to the world. When they paint in the whole street with rainbow colors, that's a message to the world. You know what I'm saying? Having small organizations and whatever. What I'm saying is that the power structure in Africa, and no African country accepts that. But in America, it's a
yes, it is.
one-party
South
rule.
Africa does.
So yeah,
Can I
you know what I'm
speak
saying?
on what
But
U.S.
but
lawyers
hold
said a
on,
little bit?
hold on for a second, my brother. Hold on. I'm just answering the question and in its totality. See, the difference in America is what stays in a small city like Washington, D.C. Pushes the temperature in 50 other states. You get what I'm saying? One city in America controls what happened in 50 states. And that's about 3,000. I think it's about 3,000 cities in America. You get what I'm saying? That's the difference. So if Washington D.C. say is okay for you to stick your finger, for a man to stick his finger in another man's ass and make him think it's a satellite, then that's what's accepted. And you make laws and provisions to back that up. You get what I'm saying? But if the police force is not in Africa is not promoting that, if the military is not promoting that, if the Senate is not promoting that, if the councils, if the headsmen in the village is not promoting that, it's just chatter at that point. See, that's the difference in the United States. If a gay person go to a job and some person call him a faggot or a sissy, that other person can lose his job. No matter if the gay person been there on the job for 1 day and that other person been on the job for 30 years. But let's take that trip to Africa. If a person is a head of a village, call a person gay, you know what I'm saying? That gay person can't run to nobody and be like, I want this the head of the village to be outed. I want this person at this business lose his job. It doesn't happen like that because of the power structure. That's the difference between a third world country and a first world country. In a first world country, women can sit around and think that they're equal to a man. You know what I'm saying? But in a third world country, women don't think that they're equal. They feel like they have to compete. It's no entitlement. See, in America, it's an entitlement thing going on, and black people, we're taking it to the highest level. So with a lot of things that Mr. U.S. lawyers say, it sounds good. Everything
No,
that he's saying sounds good on paper. You know what I'm saying? But the difference between Chinese people, China, and the difference between Jewish people, that they have their own country, they have their own section. The problem with the black people in the United States is that 85% of black people don't even want to go to Africa. 85% of black people in the United States, if you put a gun to 85% black people in the United States and say, what's the area code? Just the area code to call somebody in Africa, they'll be dead. Because most black people don't even have an African person phone number in their phone from Africa. But every Jewish person that I know somebody in Israel. Most of the China, hold on,
I
that's the
think
last point, I promise. Most of the people that from China know somebody in China. You get what I'm saying? So that's that's the difference between having a plan. If you're gonna make up a plan for black people, it got to be on the level of guerrilla warfare, because having a set plan for people that don't own anything, that don't run anything. Most of black people rent. Most black people don't own. We are a renter's dream. You know what I'm saying? That's why it won't a plan. A plan is a good plan, but it won't work with black people because of the setup. Now, if you have that plan in Africa and you get black people together, it's a different because you don't have the white man goods and services. You ain't got the white man telling you to pull up at Golden Corral to eat all you can eat for $7. He ain't telling you can come to this place right here where you can come get a job fair where somebody can entice you to come work for them for 30 or 40 years. See, the one thing about white people will take all the money out their bank account and be like, well, we're going to go broke. We're going to go do this business. Black people, we like safe, secure jobs. When we go work, when we go put in an interview, go to an interview, we plan on working this job, especially if we get a good one, we plan on retiring at that job. That's the difference.
I think what he said, U.S. lawyers, is absolutely right. All the poor countries, if you look at South America, if you look at China, as he mentioned, if you look at India, and nowadays you can look at Ethiopia, they're doing it. They're closing the borders. And in South America, you had a socialist revolution. But what came out of that socialist revolution was empowering the poor people and educating them. And from there, starting to build a network. And that's possible everywhere. All countries that came out of poverty, and China is the greatest example of that, like U.S. Lawyer mentioned. They had a set of rules that they abide by, and they identify the people that was good at what, and from that you have to rise up. And it doesn't take international effort in the beginning. You start in small groups. Everything you build have to be from the ground up. But it's the right approach that they have. And I think he can speak about it better than I can. So, yeah, that's all I wanted to say.
Yeah,
I mean, it's definitely a good plan.
If Africa want to have like a high IQ of people, they got to be socialist, and education has to be free. Like like education has to be like an investment to your people to do like beautiful things. You know what I mean?
I agree with that 100. I agree with that 100%.
Can I
So
interject right
that's
there?
one thing that America does good over here is that public education is free. You get what I'm saying? So you don't have to, and you got a bus system and you got a transportation system where kids can get ride for work. Kids don't have to walk. It's rare in the United States where kids walk to school, but in Africa, majority of the kids walk to school, and majority of the kids have to pay to go to school. You know what I'm saying? And you in America, you get free lunch, no matter how bad the schools are. You got free lunch. You know what I'm saying? You got free bus rides. You got security at regardless about the school shooting, you still got security there. You know what I'm saying? You have technology there. You got computers. You got labs. You know what I'm saying? Even when I was younger, we had labs in school. So that my son go to school, but they got tablets. Tablets in their classroom. You know what I'm saying? So that type of thing only can happen in a first world country. You know what I'm saying? To where everybody from the poorest redneck country road in West Virginia to the city in Atlanta, they have the same type of system. It's Wi-Fi in every place in America. You get what I'm saying? So until Africa get on that page, it just won't happen. You know what I'm saying? So you'll only have pockets of people. Like in America, the only way you're going to stay on a dirt road if that's what you want to do. You know what I'm saying? Some people choose to live on the grid, but the poorest American in the United States still got access to central air and heat, 24-hour electricity, clean drinking water. And on top of that, in America, even if you're a bum on the corner, they got places where they'll feed you 24/7. You know what I'm saying? You can go to a McDonald's or a Waffle House and just sit out there, and the people in the store still will give the bums, food that's left over, whatever. You get what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is that it's those type of things that keep us here in America. And a lot of black people, and the last thing, my last point is this. A lot of black people don't like to go to Africa because of these three words, TIA. This is Africa. And when you go to Africa, you're on your own. When you step off that plane, You are on your own. It is no place, is nowhere where you can go talk to somebody. And when you talk about no damn embassy, you know what I'm saying? We don't talk about no type of organization. And on top of that, it's the language barrier. You know what I'm saying?
Brother,
So
let me
therefore,
talk
most
about the
black
African American part. And
Bro, let me
African
interject right there, man.
African America claims these people, the Brazilian blacks and the African American blacks, and Africa claims these people, but like they don't claim Africa. You gotta understand, they don't claim Africa, but Africa claims these people to be African.
It don't matter. Go ahead, Izzy, man. You sitting back in the cut. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Go ahead.
yeah.
I just wanted to, pop in
Hold
and
on, man.
send my regards, as a Nigerian but raised in New York and Brooklyn, you know what I'm saying? Especially I've been watching Dynast for even a year and a half, 2 years maybe, and don't have a clue who I am. I respect everybody. I respect Simp. You saying every man, you just speaking straight from, you saying the hard truth that a lot of people don't like to accept, you know what I'm saying? But on both sides, especially. So I feel like everybody on stage and stuff, everybody is saying, forward thinking things. And I feel like there's a way to glue everything, you know what I'm saying? Even down to the point where you just mentioned, that these resources aren't in Africa or whatever the case is, The person that was up on stage some time ago was mentioning what can they bring to contribute to this. I feel like most societies and things like that, even in China, in the rural areas and stuff like that, they made it happen. You know what I'm saying? This is where self-empowerment comes in and kicking out that self-hate. Because if you ask me, I feel like a lot of this stuff comes down, especially even with the Black Americans, how you said that there's a reason why Africans don't want to associate. We didn't choose to be like that. We don't want to do. And you're right. Like I have cousins in Africa who don't even care about African music and stuff. All they care about is the Western culture. All they want to hear is hip hop. All they want to do, you know what I'm saying? So
They
it's
Americanized.
yeah, it's they're not even really they just look forward to it, you know what I'm saying? And they do come here, and then they see the culture and all of this kind of thing, and and we as Africans know better. Every African that that knows, we know better. It's no offense or anything like that, but we know
Let me
the
interject
destruction
on that point, man.
Hold on, Diego, mate. Hold on, let the man speak. We're gonna go to you next, my brother. Go ahead, Izzy. Go ahead and finish up.
Yeah, so all I'm saying is, and if you ask me, I feel like it's a mental thing. I feel like a lot of blacks and Africans, everybody just need therapy, because obviously this thing has been it's been something that cooked up, and is even down to PTS, just things that are being passed down genetically just from our forefathers of what they've been through and things like that. So I feel like a lot of that stuff, and I think you said at one point, not everybody can get on board, not everybody is gonna get on board, not everybody is even sustained, suited to even be a part of that kind of movement. But those who are, and those who are willing, things like that. You see, like what Dynast does. I watch him on Instagram and stuff like that. He goes out. A lot of these things you can't be influenced unless you go out and you do the traveling. You do to open your mind up. If you
True.
in the same coop, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I had the luxury of being from both, so I have a lot of Black American brothers, like I call brothers before my Africans, and it's vice versa, you know what I'm saying? So I was able to grow up in both different worlds and understand, you know what I'm saying? And there's truths and there's understanding on both sides, you know what I'm saying? But that's when that part comes in, where being self-empowerment and kicking out the self-hate. You know what I'm saying? There's a reason why I go inside the elevators and some of the projects out, and then people are pissing in the same elevator that their own mom and grandparents are gonna, you know what I'm saying, are gonna eventually use and stuff. There's a way, like China didn't become a world power by accident. Like you said, there's a system they put in. There's a a sense of self-empowerment. There's a sense of I'm gonna step up to the plate. And that person that stepped up, that was on stage earlier, asked what can they, and there are a lot of Black Americans and stuff like that, which I do commend, who do want to be forward thinkers. How do we, so I feel like a lot of people are looking for the answers. So it's like all of these contributions that, I feel like there's a way we can glue all the perspectives together, glue it together, and that's really the only way to move forward with everything, you know what I'm saying? Instead
Go ahead, Diego, mate. You got the flow, my brother.
Yeah. Good evening, everybody. Hope everybody's doing okay at least. Now, I just want to address a couple of points, man. The first point is about this American culture in Africa. Let me tell you something. One, I don't think the American culture is necessarily a problem in Africa. It cannot destroy. You see, now the kids can actually go retarded because they follow the culture. I used to follow American culture. I used to make trap beats. You see,
Bro,
but we
you
don't
should go
have the
to London, bro. You see these American culture literally like you have you been into London? Like have
way
you been into
because
Stockholm?
the
Like
UK
these
listen
people
because the
embrace
UK
American culture.
King Andre, King. You got to let the man speak, man. You got to let the man speak.
No,
Go
I'm
ahead,
setting
Diego, mate.
points for him.
Go
listen
ahead, Diego, mate.
because the UK has the resources for these kids to destroy themselves. You see, there's Africa does not have my country specifically does not have the resources to have welfare. You see, so eventually these kids will be broke and things. They can just live the illusion and see on TV. You see, there's a lot of people I know that turned 24. They were rapping, living like a rapper with chains, everything. Now they're wearing suits. They gotta go to work because they realized that hey, this is not going to work. But the thing is, the West creates a so-called, let's say, a ceiling, a glass ceiling for the people, so that they can keep continuing living this lifestyle and keep generations after generations with this sort of lifestyle. So I don't think in Africa it can work as precisely how it did in America. For one, that's the first point. Now, the second point is I believe one of our problems as Black people, from my observation where I'm from, is we don't like being intellectuals. You see, the
Tell him where
majority.
you from, my brother. You got to tell him where you from.
I'm from Mozambique. I'm from Mozambique, a country in southern Africa. We have a problem with intellectualism and we don't like exercising our brain. This is what I've seen with the youth in my country. Mind
I
you, I'm a
got one question for
23-year-old
you.
guy, so go ahead.
Bro, hold on for a second. Hold
The,
on for a
the,
second. Hold on for a second. Hold on. Diego, go ahead and finish your point. If you got a question, as soon as Diego make you listen, my brother. If you got a question, you don't have to let us know you got a question. After the next brother get through talking, you just go ahead and ask your question. You get what I'm saying? But you don't have to
fact.
you don't have to interrupt a brother for talking to let him know that after he finished talking, you got a question. After Diego mate, you right behind him. So we're gonna go right to you, King Andre. You know what I'm saying? So let Diego mate from the great city of Maputo of Mozambique. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and finish your point, my brother.
Yes. So, like I was saying, we have an intellectual problem here in which we don't like exercising our brain. Now, here's the thing. I know that from where I'm from and my experiences, when I look at the people who represent my nation and things, I look at them as childish when it comes to intellect. And the white people who give the resources to the Africans know this. This is why corruption will always prevail in Africa because they're very short-sighted. This is just the truth of the matter. Now, people can get angry at this stuff, but the statistics attest to this, what I'm saying, that the people here where I'm from, they're very short-sighted. They don't understand what they're doing. See, the way they invest in their resources are not the right way. Now, a third thing, I believe that the Africans need to recreate their cultures to fit the modern world. Now, I know this is not something that a lot of people can take with great, let's say, with a chin up, but our cultures will not give us results in the long run in this modern world. This is just the truth. Now, there's a lot of people saying that Black people in the United States don't have a culture. No, they do, and they have a beautiful culture, but they have to explore the positive elements of their culture. They are mostly exploring the negative elements. They have to explore the positive ones. Now, what's the question, bro?
Well, let me interject real quick. So you say that there's a culture, like Black America has a culture, but we're exploring the negative aspects of this negative of this culture. Like, how can something
Yes.
negative be culture? Can you expand on that?
Well, in Africa, we
Generate
have
some culture. Can you get?
negative aspects to our culture as well that don't translate to positive results. It's every culture has its negative aspects. You see,
That's
but you
not
just gotta
true, bro.
explore the positive.
Everything we see about African American culture is the down bad culture, like the down bad part of the
They
culture.
are exploring the negative elements of the culture. There are
Yeah, but
positive elements as well
you
that are
go,
not.
bro. Like they only show you the down bad. Like let's be honest.
That's
That's
true.
why I use the word exploring. You see,
Yeah,
that's why I use the.
but Diego, mate, let me explain something to you, my brother. See, the thing about it is, it's not. We don't think it's culture to do drive-bys in the neighborhood. You get what I'm saying? Like we don't think that it's cultural. I get what you're saying. That is what the definition you can put on it. You get what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is that if we don't have to gravitate to that, and we can bring up a different type of culture that about positivity. So I get what Dynasty is saying, and I understand what a lot of black people are saying, that say it's a culture of dysfunction. So you're technically right. It's like the thing about with black people, two things can be right at the same time. It is culture. It's just like Dynasty saying, it's dysfunction. It's destructive. And the problem is in the United States, Diego, is that our dysfunction is put out on the mainstream. Ours is put out for the world to see. See the function of the culture that is going, the negative culture that goes on in Mozambique and Maputo is not put out for the world to see. So nobody really sees it. Like, you got to dig and search. You got to go on YouTube and search for videos, to look for what's going on in Maputo, or to see that type of way, see that type of dysfunction. But American culture is put out in the movies. American culture is put out on TV. Black American culture is put out in the rap songs. American culture is put out on TikTok. American culture is put out on Instagram. Black American culture and its dysfunction is put out for everybody to see. That's why when we go to other countries, when people see us, they automatically approach us and greet us in that dysfunction way. What's up, my nigga? What's up? This with the guy holding the fingers out and thinking that every black person can rap. It's the equivalent of when Black Americans used to think that all Africans lived in huts and ride around on elephants. Scooping up elephant shit. Is because that what was promoted. So in American culture, what is promoted about black people? They like to sing, they like to dance, they like to play football, they like to play basketball, they like to shoot. They like to fight. You get what I'm saying? So that's what promote. I'm not saying all black people are like that, but it's like a reputation. You get what I'm saying? It's just like a girl with a bad reputation. If from middle school, it follows her to high school. It doesn't change. Her reputation doesn't change until she leaves that school system. So in order for black Americans to change our culture, we have to leave that culture that has elevated us to worldwide recognition. We got to leave that culture behind. That's why my channel, shameless plug, the Silk Police Academy, is all about. I'm trying to change the narrative so we can have different minded people. You know what I'm saying? The brother U.S. lawyer on here, he was talking about a plan. That plan is good, but the plan is only as good as the people. This is an old thing we say in America, Mr. Diego, mate. You're only as good as the people that work for you. Dynas can have the greatest business in the world. He can have the greatest idea. But if he have to hire 20 people and those 20 people are not on the level that he's on, his business is going to go down. You know what I'm saying? Unless he can do all the jobs himself, then his job is going to go down the drain. That's why I chose transportation. So my business is a one-man business. So since I have the narrative to go out and push myself, I now make over $200,000 a year. You get what I'm saying? I already this year, I have made over $125,000. And that's because of the pandemic and because transportation went up. You get what I'm saying? Because everybody started quitting their jobs. You know what I'm saying? So transportation went up. So now that the prices of the fuel is high, my pay is going down. But still, on my worst day, right today, right now on Friday, when I got my settlement, bring home, my brother, I brought home $3,500. $3,500 plus hit my bank account today. That's 1 week. You get what I'm saying? But that's me running my own business where I'm the only employee. So I ain't got time to get sick. I ain't time to get hurt. Even when me and Dynas was speaking and I told him about that I want to go to try to go to Sierra Leone to get my citizenship. Me and him had a conversation and we talked as business, man. And I told Dynas I can't afford to go in November because that's the greatest shopping places. I mean, the shopping goes up 100% far as transportation. And I told Dynas if I go to Africa in November, that would lose me $20,000. I said, but if I go in April, I would only lose $5,000 or $6,000. Is that correct, Dynas? Yes or no, my brother?
That's correct.
See, when black people, we have to make decisions. We have to make decisions far as business. We have to have a business mind frame when we make decisions. See, black people, we make decisions on the emotional, on a moral decision. Emotional decisions don't get us nowhere. You get what I'm saying? Like that's the thing about it. Most black people just have regular bank account. I got a business account and a bank account and one for my kids. You get what I'm saying? So my son is the only way my son becomes an employee is because he wants to be one. But he's gonna have the opportunity to be an entrepreneur because he see his dad as an entrepreneur. He see his dad not taking nobody's telling his dad when to clock in and clock out. His dad don't have to call nobody to be like, I'm sick today. I want to take a personal day. I don't have to ask anybody. If I get up and don't want to go to work, I don't go. But at the same time, if I don't work, I don't eat. I have no vacation plan. You know what I'm saying? I have no retirement. You know what I'm saying? So therefore, I bet on myself. All my investment goes in my business. And my turnaround is like 12, 13% for myself. But if any average investments, you're going to only get 1 to 3% return, maybe 6% return at the max. And that's not long term. My business and my bank account has been growing for the last 10 years. You know what I'm saying? So in the last 10 years, I have made 10 years, I have made over $2 million. You know what I'm saying? I have my own house. I have my own vehicle, and my business I can put in my front yard, Dynas. I don't have to worry about nobody breaking into my business, stealing product or whatever. My business sits in my yard. That's why I chose transportation for the loss. It's what it's over shortage loss. You know what I'm saying? I don't have any lost revenue. You know what I'm saying? No losses at all for us transportation. So we as black men and black women, we need to choose businesses and think of a business mindset, because if you think with a religious mindset, if you think on a moral mindset, if you think on about your feelings far as mindset, you're always gonna lose and you set yourself up for failure. And if you do fail, it crushes you. It crushes you when white Jesus don't answer your prayers. You get what I'm saying? So if I compete for a route or I compete for freight and it doesn't happen, I just go back to the drawing board. Where did I go wrong? Did I did I over promote myself? Did I have the proper people that I can put in play? Can I fit this? Can I run this part of the country? It's not a loss. It's for me to win. But when you conduct yourself with religious relations between man and woman, or man and man, or woman to woman, you're gonna lose and you're gonna feel crushed when it don't happen, because that's not a recipe for success. Only business-minded thinkers, only logical thinkers, you know what I'm saying, control the world. Now. If we was back in 1800s, black people will be right up the alley because we're physically gifted, you know what I'm saying? And we can bully our way into things. But white people have set the bar far as their intellectual property and the way that the world is innovation. Black people, we're not competing with innovation. Anybody jump on this platform, they keep telling you about where we need to start. This is what we need to do. That means we ain't even in the race, black people. Y'all don't even understand what y'all saying. Me and Dynas are businessmen. So we had some people that want to get with our business and be like, well, I'm just starting my business. We ain't fucking with them. We need experience. That's what business people look for, experience. If matter of fact, in the business world, if we look at somebody that just getting into the business, we take advantage of them. We try to find out how we can get the most out of a person that's brand new by paying them the less. That's why a person like me, Hustle Smart, that been in the business for over 20 years, they have to pay me top pay. And I'm old as hell. I got bad knees and bad back. But based on my experience, based on my credit history, based on my bonding with the rail system, my bonding with the intermodal freight. You get what I'm saying? I can charge a premium based on my success and based on my track record. But when the black race has, what track record do the black race has? Killing, shooting, shaking your stinking ass, rapping, basketball, football, baseball, and a little bit of soccer, and a little bit of hockey. But what are we good at? We good at killing each other. We good at fucking each other female. Women are good at fucking each other man. What are we good at? Shooting up parking lots. Riding around in a circle on 285. You know what I'm saying? That's what we're good at. We're good at the dysfunctional stuff. But when it comes to business, black people are ready to go sit in a conference room and fill out an application and let somebody else run the business. And we'll come in
Listen,
there
Hustle
and
Smart.
we'll be the back, the legs, the knees, the elbows, the ankles, and the kneecaps, and the neck, and the brain. We'll let the white people do the smart stuff, and we'll do the heavy lifting. What does that remind you of, black people? Slavery. It's just a different form in 2022. Go ahead, Mr. Diners.
Yeah, Diego. I think Diego, you wanted to say something, Diego?
Yeah.
I have a question
Yes,
too.
I wanted to. Let me interject on that business point part, because I agree with you, but I think it's mainly our cultures, you see, because even where I'm from, if you come to my city, which is the capital, most of the businesses in the main strips of the country are run by either white people or Lebanese people. I think this is because as black people, we do not understand what really matters. You see, I believe this is the main problem, and we tend not to value things that have value if you actually pay close attention to the way we behave. So eventually, the things which got value end up being owned by other people. But this can change. But unfortunately or fortunately, secret societies have to be created amongst black people in which they really sit down together and design plans and programs. And other black people will have to be controlled by a certain elite of black people. You see, this is what has to happen.
Hey, and also for Simp, right? I wanted to know, like, see, and I feel like we keep putting like the missing the main issue for most black people. You know, there's definitely separated ideology. Like Africans don't think like black people. Yeah, we all for sure, and that's just from my experience from being in both worlds. But we all definitely don't to go pivot off of what Diego said. That's we all don't know the bigger picture. The reason why I say like there's different ideology, everything Simp is mentioning, right? Like as far as this is what black people do, black people. I know another side of black people, which is that for instance, Nigerian. I'm in the tech industry, and they're like I can see other Africans and things like that who are also considered black, right? I know some of them. I'm shaking hands with some that's clocking in $450 a year. A couple that's making 800 something thousand a year. You understand? Like, I feel
Hey,
like
you say
there's
they
a big
Africans?
yeah, like
Yeah, see, but see, that's different though. I'm gonna let you finish, but that's different. Black Americans don't consider them black, and
exactly
those Africans don't
that's
consider
the
them
problem.
equal to Black Americans. But go
That's
ahead,
the
continue, my
problem.
brother.
Yeah, that's the problem. But to go off for what Diego said, I still think as a collective whole, even if we were to merge like everything, as a collective whole, we still don't know what what the bigger winning goal is, because there's issues on both sides still. Even the Africans that are making the money, such and such, that I know personally, you understand? Even my brother, like they got the smarts. I think Dynast couldn't actually attest to that. Like he sees both sides and shit like that. Oh, everything that's glorified. Oh, Nigerians is they're the top graduating doctors in the world. I mean, in the country. Blah blah blah. This people, yeah, they smart or whatever the case may be. They come and then they separate themselves. But there's a problem within that too. You understand? When they're winning for themselves and for their own family. You understand? They're not doing shit. Their number one goal was always to run out of Africa and go seize the opportunity in another place. Obviously, they come in with that hunger mentality. That's why we excel much better. You know what I'm saying? Not to say that as an overall thing, because there are Black Americans that are excelling as well. You know what I'm saying? But all in all, the issue still remains. There's nothing being done to help the collective whole. You know what I'm saying? The people
Can I go
that
next?
are winning, they're winning for themselves. You understand what I'm saying? They're winning for
33% of the world resources is from Africa. Isn't that interesting?
Let me
And
exactly.
let me tell you
after
something.
colonization ended,
It's it's
there
a
were
brainwash
oh,
thing.
sorry,
It's a
yeah.
brainwash thing. That's the crazy shit. And that's why I respect people like Simple. Where what you're saying. You trying to pull in and I think the nail to to that point is I feel like this whole mass brainwashing shit needs to stop. You know what I'm saying? Because I've
Right.
said most of the black people, they don't want to associate with the other Africans because what they seen on TV, people living in hut, people living in thing, don't even know that in Nigeria they just fucking built a they're supposed to be the next Dubai and this shit, but that's gonna make Nigeria the number one economy in Africa. You understand? They got the richest some of the richest black people in the world all come from Nigeria, such and such. You never see none of these things. Same thing with the Africans over there. The only shit we seen,
Angola bailed out the
right,
Portuguese from the
right.
crisis.
The only issue and the Africans over in Africa that I know, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, my cousin doesn't even want anything to do with Africans over there. He loves nothing but hip hop music. But yet the hip hop and stuff like that is he's seeing like these are the people who are, like Simp said, these are the people who are running the show. You understand? On the national on the global aspect, where the only representation of blacks that we're seeing and they are seeing are these rappers that putting ski mask on their face and this is the new style and shit like that. Now in Africa, that's what they want to do. That's what they want to wear. You know what I'm saying? So the main
Yeah.
thing is this brainwashing thing. The brainwashing where they controlling the media and seeing what we supposed to be thinking. They're not showing the black scholars over here. They're not showing the freedom. You know what I'm saying? All the people that are actually being progressive towards black people. Those people don't get the light. Those people don't get to see. You know what I'm saying? Not that they don't exist, but those people, you're not seeing those people anywhere. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like that, that is playing a lot on people's mental, and that's why I say it's more of a mental issue. You know what I'm saying? It's feeding into the black. The only people that they allowing are on the stage. You know what I'm saying? On the world stage, are people essentially have self-hate. You know what I'm saying? So they're not.
You're right. You're right, my brother. It's definitely mental, and that's what I promote on my channel. That's my whole entire channel is about the mental stability of black people, especially black men. You get what I'm saying? Now the black female, she's all over the place. You get what I'm saying? Like you can't. A woman will tell you she hot, and the next minute she'll tell you she cold. You know what I'm saying? One minute she like a guy that can sing, and the next day the dude that's singing get on her nerve with his singing ass. You know what I'm saying? So you can't depend on a woman to make any provisions. You get what I'm saying? But as black men, we have set back, and because in our society that the black woman has been put on the forefront, the black men are so lazy, they be like, well, okay, fine, let her be on the forefront. I just want to sit around and do hood nigga shit. I want to do hood rat shit with my homeboys, and you know what I'm saying? And I want to get around and I want to fuck, and I want to, you know what I'm saying, go to the bar, and I want to sit out here and drive Hellcats and Chargers. You know what I'm saying? We ain't going to conduct no business. We'll let the black women be, open up all these business. We'll let the black woman sit out here and work 16 hours a day trying to sell clothes, trying to sell cosmetic, trying to sell fake hair, change that, trying to buy real hair trying to sell real hair from strangers from other countries. That's what it is. You know what I'm saying? So the point of it is, when it all sums up, is that, you know, as black people, we need to stop with this victim mindset. You get what I'm saying? Like nobody, only people that listen to black people victim mindset is other black people. That's why when I talk the way I talk, it sounds like I'm bragging. And if you want to call it bragging, no, I'm proud. You know what I'm saying? If I was sitting up here telling you how I was in the streets at 14 years old, and I went through this juvenile and this place, and the struggle is real, and you know what I'm saying, and God ain't through with me yet, you know what I'm saying, and I serve a mighty God, and I'm waiting for my ship to come in, all y'all will be sitting up here talking about hallelujah, just keep the faith, hustle smart, your day gonna come, just keep your faith in white Jesus. But I'm sitting here tell you, fuck God, fuck Jesus, fuck Muhammad, fuck Islam, fuck the Queen, fuck the Pope, fuck Catholic, fuck all y'all religion. You get what I'm saying? I ain't prayed not one day in my life. You know what I'm saying? And I am sitting up here doing better than all y'all fake ass Christians. All y'all Sunday morning Christians.
Simp, I got a question though.
Simp, I got a question. Simp.
Go ahead.
Let me ask
So
you
one
this.
at a time. One at a time, my brother.
His point exactly
Okay.
right there. So what advice would you give? You see the issue that I made earlier. You know what I'm saying? What you're saying, like, it's flat out like black, you know, African American mental instability. You understand? And I feel like, you know, it's a real thing. You know what I'm saying? Like it's something that a lot of Africans can't understand. They can't. One of the reasons why they don't like the Black Americans is because of the victimization, feeling like, you know what I'm saying, victim. So what is your? This we want to talk about answers and stuff. What is your advice to both sides, like an African, who, you know, Africans that are doing it and doing it up and stuff, but having more of a selfish mentality and, you know, keeping their, you know,
it's real simple. I got you. I'm gonna make your long question real short. We need about 10 million people from Africa to come to the United States. I don't give a damn what no FBA, ADOS saying that we need the strength is in numbers. See, that's one thing about silly Americans. You know what I'm saying? Black people in America, we want the bottom to ourselves. We don't want to share none of this good bottom. You know what I'm saying? The bottom of the society, all the projects and all the hoods, we want that to ourselves because it was given to us. See, we sit up here and talk shit when the white people come and gentrify and take this neighborhood out. All we do is migrate to another hood neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? So we need about 10 million Africans or Caribbeans to come to the United States so that we can compete, because that's the only thing that's gonna make us get out of a lane. And believe me, and if the black people that don't want to compete, they'll just fall to the wayside. We need more immigrants to come over here to help the 15% of dynasties, the 15% of the hustle smarts that like to compete. Because I don't see, that's what I see another immigrant as. I like how the immigrant mindset come over here, because they come over here to compete. They come over here to conquer. They come over here with an arrogance. I love that arrogant way of life, especially when it's put toward being a businessman. But if you come over here being arrogant, talking about my jollof rice tastes better than yo yellow rice, that's some dumb nigga shit. If you want to come over here and say we dance better than y'all, that's some dumb nigga shit. What I'm saying about come up with the same things that the FBA ADS is complaining about, that Africans are taking opportunities, which they are not. We need 10 million more over here to come over here and take some, because that means that the 15% of the Americans will be the weakest link. And if your weakest link is as strong as Hustle Smart, then the rest of the chain can't do nothing but go up. See, I'm not afraid of competition. A lot of Black Americans are afraid of competition. That's why we don't like when Africans come over here within 30 days, they neurosurgeons. Because we've been here all our life and don't even want to go to medical school.
True
You know what I'm saying? We rather work at Amazon for $15 an hour. We rather work at General Electric for $15 an hour. We rather work at Toyota for 30, 40 years. So we need more immigrants because the numbers are against us. If we don't get an influx of Africans that's coming over here, the black race is doomed. That's just all it is too.
With that being said, guys, we gotta close out. I gotta go pick up Master from school. So, hey, everyone, thank you so much for joining. Like, share, subscribe. Until next time, family, Dynasty Mirror search for Huru. And as Police Academy says, we gone.
We gone, shouted.
Appreciate this, man.
Salute.